She comes back, the woman, and I'm all alone now. I see her, she sees me. She found me, yeah. And my heart dropped again. I felt so unsafe. I was like, oh my God. She sees me. She has this wicked smile on her face. I'm terrified. I'm like, and she has this smile on her face. She's so happy she found me and I'm alone now. She just starts like cackling, genuinely cackling and being like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, little girl. So I start running because I'm terrified. I'm also high. She starts running.
Stop.
I get chased. Down Queen Street. I'm on the phone with 911.
Right.
Humanity was giving me nothing. This woman on the phone was so annoyed that I was calling her. She was so like, you're wasting my time. What does she look like? Where are you? Okay, please calm down. I can't hear you. And I'm like crying. I'm shaking. I'm so scared. I'm literally like, somebody's chasing me on Queen Street. I run into a closed Popeyes because I see people sleeping in there. So I'm like, humanity. These people are just like, get the out. I'm trying to tell them I'm in danger right now and I need to stay here because I can't go out. I have to at least wait for my Uber. Like I'm ordering my Uber. Just please let me stay here. But they're giving me no mercy. Neither is this woman on the phone. Humanity just didn't give up.
We are air.
Are we on air? Oh my gosh. Wait, okay, so I will never be seeing myself.
No, like, I mean, you're on the viewfinder, so you should be okay.
Okay, slay.
I took the picture too, and it's
you know what? It's so okay if this is the entire thing. It's just my voice. It's just JoJo's beautiful smile.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh,
honestly, I just love seeing like you like right here, like a regular conversation.
I know. When I saw you, were you like nervous? I was kind of nervous. I was like, I haven't seen you.
I was kind of nervous too because I was looking in Starbucks and I was like, where is she?
I was definitely in the bathroom.
At the same time, I was like, you know what? Maybe because I remember you dyed your hair too.
Yes.
This is gonna be so disgusting. I'm gonna cut this out.
What's going on?
I'm spitting out my gum right now.
Oh, so true. The sound effect, I was like, what is she like?
Yeah, no, because I feel like it's just a little bit too...
The chomping.
Yeah.
You don't want it. I get it. It could be ASMR, a little.
Could be.
Little chew.
Yeah, honestly, really and truly, because I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you. I know, should we get into like why, like how we got to this moment right now?
Let's do it.
Should we start like at the beginning? Let's give the viewers a little introduction.
Okay, sure.
We went to Wexford together, which was our high school.
It
yes. Were you were not in the arts program?
I was.
What were you in? Why do I not know this?
So I first started in it was band.
Okay,
I was in band
I know this.
consistently, but I was in vocals first.
Okay.
And then I changed to drama. No worries.
Okay.
I changed to drama because I wasn't enjoying vocals as much, you know, like honestly, you remember?
I do. I do.
I wasn't a fan of
No, me neither. She actually one time came up to me after, because she was the MT. She replaced me.
Yeah?
Did you know that? I don't know if this is tea right now.
This
could be tea.
I heard a rumor because I was talking with Evan the other day,
Mhm.
and he said that because they got a new principal at Wex.
No way. This was the best.
He was so great.
I loved him.
He was amazing.
I agree.
Yeah.
He cared.
He did.
He had children. He was a good person. He had like 5 jobs. That was not his only job.
He was a paramedic.
He was a paramedic.
Yes.
The dude is doing things.
He was.
Principal, paramedic, yeah.
Yes, he was like a male Barbie.
No, honestly, he really was. Oh my gosh, am I yelling? Is this loud?
Nah, it's up to you. Like, I could also turn it down.
My second earring's coming out right now as well, so.
Oh, okay. No worries.
Like, it's just really hurting. I also have sensory issues for a real one.
Oh, no worries. Me too.
Do you?
I do.
It's real. The sensory issue struggle.
Like, when I have sensory issues and I feel a little bit overstimulated, I just feel like, okay, because I have to compose myself because then I become a real bitch afterwards.
Yeah, me too. Me too. That's the thing. Like, that's actually so true. Yesterday I had this problem too. I'll be like devastated. I'll be in an episode, and as soon as I clean my room, take a shower, I'm like, so you were just overstimulated. Like, you just needed things to be the way you need them to be, and your emotional state was actually fine.
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, exactly. I feel you so much with that too. Like, I feel like whenever my room's like a mess or like there's things around, it's like...
The third earring is coming out. Sorry. The third earring is coming out. The third one, okay.
Are there any other ones?
No,
back there?
that's all of them.
No. Okay.
That's so funny. No, same. Is that like related to like a diagnosis, or you're just like a sensory? Because I think everyone probably deals with some level
like
of sensory
everyone,
issues.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
You know, I'm
Let's stop gatekeeping human issues and saying that it
Yes.
has to be a mental illness.
Exactly. Exactly. So many people around deal with all those things, and
Absolutely.
we don't realize what's more normal than we think it
Absolutely.
is.
That is so true. And I think
Yeah.
that's like that could like that is the root of a lot of issues, I think, when people feel alone in certain things. It's not saying that a lot of things aren't related to mental illness, but even in that case, you're not alone in that. A mental illness is a mental illness. It's diagnosed, it's recognized, it's studied, because so many people have it, and you're not alone. Us getting into this already. How did we go from, we've jumped around already.
That just means we have so much to talk about.
We do. Should we rewind and go back to where we were? Mr.
So
male Barbie, that's so true.
He really is a male Barbie.
He is.
It's amazing.
He is.
But from what I heard from Evan, he said that the new principal actually gave the axe to...
I did hear that.
You did?
You know what? And I actually have so many takes on this because I don't know how I truly feel. I think that I think what happened was definitely worth being fired. Do you know why?
No, I don't.
Okay, I believe from what I don't know if this is like jail lawsuit. From what I was told, she dropped the N-bomb, from what I was told. But I don't know if that's just like a rumor, because
I don't know either. Like,
it doesn't seem in character for, and I know that's crazy to say.
I feel like it doesn't seem in character for her, because she, like, I'm gonna tell you something. Favoritism ran like a wildfire.
No denying it.
Program.
No denying it.
And there were so many black people
had nothing to do with race.
That
no.
She promoted,
favorited,
like, star roles.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's true. I think if anything, like there was definitely like white favorites, but they were more of like. I think the talented people in the program were truly like black a lot of the time.
I think so too.
There were some talented white people, like lest we forget about the whites.
Of course. I think it could have been like with code of conduct too, because the way how she conducted herself, especially during rehearsals.
That's true. It borderline like this is just not appropriate for 2024 or ever. But, like, she was on the bullying side of things.
Like,
yeah.
Come on, you're dealing... I get it. It's like, theater. Theater is very, like... There's a lot going on, but...
You have to push people to leave their comfort zone and tap into it.
But this is also a public school. You're also dealing with children,
Exactly. So, and a lot of the things she was saying were just completely not okay, and they weren't to get people, like, in their bag. Like, I remember a story where it's kind of hard to talk about this, because I'm like, I don't know what like characters are gonna view this, but like no, she said some crazy things that never needed to be said. She said things about physical appearance of people. She said things about just completely rude. Like, you should never tell a student to shut up. That's not something that as a teacher you should say, and I feel like that's something that was said very often. And I feel like she probably traumatized a lot of people. Like,
I think so too.
People were having breakdowns. She was the Abby Lee.
Yes.
She was the Abby Lee of the arts program.
She's like, again, rumor, alleged, but I heard she was
alleged. I love alleged. Allegedly.
But yeah, I heard she was a cougar. She'd like sleep with younger guys too. I mean, again, it's none of my business, like who you want to sleep with and stuff.
Right. But yeah, was that like alleged from the horse's mouth? Like, was that from?
No.
Okay.
I feel like hopefully she tried to leave her love life out of the artistic side of...
I think I know too much about her love life. I don't think she did.
Really?
Well, I don't know that much, honestly, but like I'm pretty sure she's had... It's nothing, no judgment, but definitely like husband number...
Yes.
Up in the...
A lot of them.
Upper...
A lot of them, and a lot
upper
of them
single digits. I don't think she's double digits, but upper single digits.
Yes.
I think.
A lot of them were at the school too, like
a lot of bald white men.
Yes,
that was her type.
Yes.
I saw her walking her dog one time in the beaches with. Oh my gosh! Wait, this is such a funny story. Shout out Nia. I know you're watching this. Do you remember Nia McCabe?
I do remember
Oh my god, she loves you so much. I told her I was doing this podcast, and she was like, "I want to come on," but I was like, "I don't know. Like, it's me. Like, it's me and JoJo."
I would love to have her on here.
I was like, she should come.
I would love to. I'd love to have both of you on here.
We should do it.
Yes.
There should be so many like reunions that this podcast should be the like.
Honestly, I wanted to do like, because you were like really. When you talked to me the other day, when you texted me, I was like, okay, I really want to have you on the podcast. But then... Like
in the DMs or like...
Yes.
Okay, yeah. We should get into that too.
Of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so nice to hear from her because she was always so sweet, so
She loves
amazing.
you. No, she loves you. I told Claire too. They're both so excited. Like, I told Avery too. I told all of them. I was like, guys, I'm going on JoJo's podcast. Like, everyone is so excited. Everyone was like, do not be late. Like, Avery was like, you better not be late, girl, because I have a problem, as we spoke about.
Shout out to you guys. Y'all are amazing, by the way. Like, since high school, like, you guys are the real deal. So talented, so smart, amazing.
You, girl. Of course, I totally forgot that you were in drama. Because for some reason, do you not...
I wasn't in performance drama. I was in
Okay, yeah, but were you like commuting Like, how far is Wexford for you?
Like 5 minutes drive.
Okay, that's why I thought it was your home school. But I knew you were like a part, like you're an artistic person, no doubt. So
no, VP was my home school.
Okay,
actually.
gotcha.
But it was like Wexford is like a stone throw from me. So
yeah. Okay, I see.
But I was always late.
Me too.
Like 5 minutes, like it's because it's 5 minutes, so it's like you underestimate how much time it takes to get there.
This is the real girl math. I was in a woman and gender studies class, and I loved that class. This is not hate to that class, but they were like, people who use girl math have deep rooted misogyny. I was like, what? I have I'm a girl and I claim girl math like loud and clear. Girl math is the late mathematics.
Yes.
When I'm like, you know what? I can do my makeup and jewelry in the car, my hair in the car. All I have to do is get up, put something on, and go. That's girl math. And you know what? The equation never fails. Anyway, but yeah.
Honestly, like, I have a bone to pick with girl math. I'm not going to lie.
Do you?
But sometimes, like, I agree with girl math. Like, sometimes I really do. But then there's other girls that they'll say something and it's like, wow,
do you think it's
really girl math?
What do you mean by that? I'll probably agree if you like explain.
It sounds so vague to me, but sometimes, like, I remember hearing someone, I mean, I get this vibe, but at the same time, it's like, dude. Someone said, okay, somehow, I think it was in a TikTok, someone said $40 feels more like $20, and $20 feels more like $40 or something like that.
You lose me there. You lose me there.
Exactly. That's where I got lost, too.
That's not girl math. Yeah. That is that particular person having...
I don't remember the TikTok, though, but it was something I seen, and I was like...
Is it kind of like a color association? Because sometimes, like, I kind of get how, like, maybe a certain bill will look, like, richer or something, like, based on the color of the bill or something. Just, like, based on spending money. Okay, well, then, yeah, I don't really know what she's getting at with that one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You lose me there.
I know.
Girl math is for me, like, it's definitely just time management.
Me too.
But you know what? If that's the truth, I have a learning disability because I'm late for everything and my girl math fails me every time.
Oh my gosh, I'm so late. It's insane, honestly, because I hate being rushed.
JoJo was late to the podcast. I came before her.
I'm not even gonna like BS or anything.
I have to flex it because this is the first time in my whole entire life where I've ever been before.
I'm so glad you're here early because I don't even know what to say. The words are just like jumbling right now.
No,
I'm so happy you're here early.
Oh.
I'm just so ashamed that I'm here late.
Don't be ashamed. I'm sorry, guys. I was so kidding. It didn't like upset me whatsoever. I was honestly like, yeah, she's letting me feel myself this morning. Like, I have time management skills. Like, that you did that and it healed a part of me. So don't feel bad about it.
Don't worry. Because I wanted to get here early because I would say, okay, what if she comes on campus? She doesn't know where to go. And, I need to, like, show her, like, where everything is.
And that would usually be the case.
Yeah.
Because I have no directional skills either. But I found my way. There's signs everywhere. This is a
true.
map. This school's easy to figure out.
But it's so big, and it's like you still have to use Google Maps sometimes.
Do you?
I do sometimes.
True.
I get lost sometimes.
Fair enough. Are you a directionally challenged girly? No. Oh, you have good skills. Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I would say so, but it's just somehow the way the school is built.
Yeah, I get
the
that.
way how the directions are to get to places, and then you have this little streets, the sidewalks to get there.
And everything kind of looks the same. In certain arrows, like, what does that mean? Do you mean, like, when the arrow goes that way, I follow it and I'm there, or I'm following it and then there's going to be another arrow? Like, sometimes I do struggle in that way as well. Mm-hmm. But, like, signs help. In the bottom line, the signs got me here.
Big time. Like, when I'm in the path, like, downtown.
Me picking this up. Let's put this back down. I'm like, so.
Don't worry.
I saw your eyes look at it and I was like, wait, what did you just do? Let's put that back.
Like, when I'm in the path, like, don't ask me for directions.
No.
Anything. I'm trying to figure out where I'm trying to go.
Exactly.
And I go, and I'm there like a gazillion times, and I still don't know how to get to which place. Because things. Like,
I'm
places
sure you're
cut
better
off,
than you
and then you're outside, and then you're inside again.
In this school particularly?
Not in the school.
Just in life?
Just in the path.
Okay.
Like downtown, the path system by Union, and it's like you goes up and around.
Unfortunately, I don't even know my own city, so no. Like, I'm so bad with directions, it's not even funny, but I do think I diagnosed myself with this thing called dyspraxia. It's not that deep. Like, I don't need sympathy about it, but it means that, like, you can't drive. I can't drive. We can get into that. You bump into it all the time. Me, I have no spatial awareness, no directional skills.
I bump into stuff too. I try and be so aware, like, okay, I do my little, like, hip swivel, and then I still end up bumping my hip.
Yup. That's what it is. It's also, like, I just am, like, I move so fast. Like, there can be so many things in my way, but if I see an object in my reach, I'm going for it, and I'm destroying everything in the pathway to get there. Like, I don't know what it is.
I don't know either.
Not gentle.
That's really interesting, really.
Yeah, it's a real thing. And I was like, wow, this actually explains so much. Like, if I have this, like, it explains a lot.
So wait, you don't drive? You can't drive?
I cannot drive.
So you don't have your G1?
I have my G1. It's expiring soon this summer, so I have to get my I'm trying to get my well, no, I'm not. I have do you ever have this thing where it's like, oh, I pinned a tab, that means I'm doing it? Like, I pinned the driver's school tab, and I'm like, there we go, like, I did it. I've never clicked a single module. Like,
what?
Because
did
JoJo,
you pay for it already?
The driver's school, yes, but I don't think that's gonna go anywhere. Like, I don't know if that expires.
I don't know either, but
it
like,
might.
Don't. That's such a waste of money.
JoJo,
driving school is so expensive.
But it's either a lot of it of money, or human lives are at stake when I'm on the road. JoJo,
don't say that. I highly doubt that with you.
Do we want to get in? I crashed a Range Rover.
What?
I crashed a Range Rover. Not my Range Rover either. Oh my God, this story is so iconic. I don't know if we should really go into it. Should I go into it?
I want to know.
Okay. I don't think my parents can watch this then, but that's okay. I just won't share it with them. So basically,
but they don't know?
About what?
The
they do, but it's just like, this is not something I want them to ever have to think about again. Like, I try to, even when we talk about just like driving.
I can cut it out too.
No, it's so funny. Like, I think it's worth it. But JoJo, we're so all over the place. Like, how are we on this story now?
It's should we ADHD?
Should we go? Do you have ADHD?
I do.
Same.
Really?
That explains a lot.
High five.
When did you get diagnosed?
I got diagnosed in 2020.
Okay, I think honestly same.
Because it was like early, like January, because like during like the midst of COVID and stuff, I knew something was like, okay, something is not up. Because when I was in grade 11, I was on top of my, and then everything started working out differently.
Yep.
And it was like, okay, this is not like me, but I feel like there's something underlying here. So I went to my doctor, and then I did a little test, and then boom, diagnosed.
Okay, like they did the ADHD. Like, did you go in being like, I think I have ADHD, can we assess? Okay.
Yes.
And it didn't take long for them to be like, yeah.
No.
You know what? My favorite people all have ADHD.
Same.
Like, ADHD, I think there's a lot of good things to it, which is...
I think so, too.
I don't know, like, people do have, like, something special about them with ADHD, I think. I don't know what it is. They're special people. But I was going to say, I think that, like, COVID... and this is not even like my take at all, this is just like obviously, but the correlation between like mental illness, like bad mental health, and COVID is crazy, because I think that was the time when like just mentally,
of course,
but it's like, it's crazy to think that like you can develop a like mental illness that like you didn't have before because of COVID, and like I wonder if that would have ever really like came out for you. I'm sure it would, but
look, like people were isolated at home, and sometimes like not a lot of people spend that time alone to be isolated and by themselves, and then they learn different things about themselves, and they realize, oh wait, do I actually have this? Oh, I never really knew this about myself.
That's so true. That time to actually like sit with yourself, there's so much less distraction. The distraction that was there was something that a lot of people just didn't take part in, such as school. Like, that was something that was fully optional, it seemed, at that time, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's actually crazy, because a lot of people felt like in that experience, they healed a lot, and they really enjoyed that time, and they thought it was like a rare experience that they like really appreciated having. For me, it was the complete opposite. Like, COVID was most definitely like the worst time of my whole life, and it had nothing to do necessarily with like COVID. Nobody in my direct bubble was like affected by COVID. It was just what the regulations around COVID did for me and myself. You know what I mean? Do you...
No, I understand that completely.
Is that how COVID was for you? Did you kind of like enjoy it in a weird way?
I mean, I do enjoy that I lost a lot of weight during COVID.
Stop it. Oh my gosh, why? Just because a different lifestyle?
I was just walking everywhere. I fasted a lot more. I was just walking everywhere.
About that. I'm so interested. You've mentioned fasting twice now, not on the pod, but like I'm really interested to hear about that. Like, you said you wanted to fast before your birthday, which is coming up, guys. She's a Taurus queen. Are you gonna be 21?
Yes.
Wow, that's huge. Yeah,
it's crazy.
I'm so excited. And this is when, oh my gosh, and the podcast will be out then, guys.
Yes, exactly.
It's everyone's day to celebrate, because JoJo's podcast is coming out. Truly, I'm so excited. Yeah, that's huge.
I'm so overjoyed. But yeah, on my birthday, I wanted to fast like up to then because it's like Friday and it's Wednesday, so it's like 2-3 days before my birthday.
Right.
Because then I can go around town and get all the little birthday freebies and food.
Okay.
And I know I'm gonna be stuffed.
So does fasting, like, because there's biblical reasons for fasting,
of course.
And then are you doing it more for just like it's
more like just intermittent fasting, just.
And does it make like when it's time to like eat, it makes it like a better experience, obviously? Or
I'd say so.
Okay.
I guess I bet it opens up my appetite more
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
That is something I struggle with. Shout out Vyvanse. Are you on Vyvanse?
I have a huge story about Vyvanse.
Let's go. Do you want to get into it? We've started so many. We're gonna have to. The car story. We've left blue balls. Everyone's like, what happened to the Range Rover?
I know.
We'll go back to that.
Yeah, of course.
Let me hear about the Vyvanse.
So, after I got diagnosed, my doctor mentioned to me Vyvanse, and I started taking it, and I didn't realize how much of an effect it had on my appetite.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So this is 2020?
Yes.
Okay.
So, like, I was on it, and it was okay.
Oh, I have OCD, and now I have to do the rest. Am I allowed to crack all my knuckles right now?
Sure.
Okay. You can keep talking.
Yeah, sure, but I love the sound of knuckles cracking.
We can.
It's nice.
Ooh, that was good. That was really good.
I love it.
You did it all at once.
Yes, I know. I learned it in middle school, so like anytime a person, like a guy, tried to be like tough with me, I'm like,
no, literally.
And he would just back away away.
We're gonna get into it, but I have a special talent. Can I show the viewers? I can crack my earlobe.
No way.
And now that all my earrings are out, I think I should do it.
Show me.
Are we ready?
That's freaky.
Okay, wait. This is so. Are we ready?
Yes.
Here we go. Oh, wait, does my ear look so crazy and crusty and crazy?
No.
You sure? Because
I
pierced the third. Oh, that reminds me, I pierced my third. Maybe I should put my earring back in. Okay, ready? Did you hear it?
Yeah.
Wait, you did?
I did. That's freaky.
Yeah, it's my special talent.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, go on.
When did you know you could do that?
Wait, I'm gonna put my earring back in.
Sure.
So when did I learn I could do that? I don't actually know, because literally what brought an individual to start yanking on their earlobes and find out they can crack it?
Yeah.
I don't know. Ooh, ouchie. Okay, got it back in. This is ADHD in a nutshell. I took my Vyvanse today too, and I guess it didn't.
I did too. You know what? I had a terrible experience with Vyvanse.
Let's go back to the story. Okay.
Because like it was during COVID too.
Yes.
So it's like I was dealing with mental health. I was like all over the place. I had bad depression like never before. I've never been in such a dark place before. Like isolated, and that
makes me feel like so less alone. Like that, just hearing you say that, it's just like, I don't want to say it's like a canon event, because I don't want to take that away from you at all, but it's just like, that was a tough, dark time, like in history.
Yes.
Not just for like us in our lives, like in history.
Yes.
That was a really dark time, and congratulations, JoJo, because it never took anything from you. I know in that time you experienced darkness, like, but you are back.
Yes, you too, because I keep seeing people like reminiscing about COVID time and stuff. No worries. Like reminiscing about COVID on social media, and it's like, COVID was not fun.
They're like whipped coffee, like,
going on bike rides and stuff, and it's like,
no.
People died.
People
legitimately died.
And not just because of COVID. I'm sure mental health had something to do with the death rates, unfortunately. Like.
And every time I took my Vyvanse, I felt so dull. I felt so empty. And I was thinking, okay, it's my Vyvanse for sure. And I heard other people's, like, with ADHD's experience with Vyvanse too. And I would keep seeing these videos like, oh, this is how Vyvanse helped me. And I was like, okay, so how come I don't feel this way?
That's really crazy. I've heard one of my best friend's boyfriends had an experience like that. But from my experience with Vyvanse, like, it's an antidepressant. And there is antidepressant qualities to it.
I'm going to get into that too.
Go on.
So I went off it for quite a bit, and I was also smoking a lot of weed too. I had my pen, edibles.
Stoner girly. Are you still a stoner girly?
Not for a year, actually.
Okay.
I got off that too. I'm on my tea break.
Wow.
And stuff. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I was actually going to ask you about that. I was like, I feel like you could definitely be like a weed smoker.
Oh yeah.
We should talk about that too. Whose eyes? Where do I look into the viewer's eyes?
You look into that camera.
For that, okay.
My camera's here. So
got my nails done.
I love them. They're so
them.
cute. You want to show the camera?
I do.
I'll zoom in.
Do we like them? Can you zoom in?
Of course.
They're kind of like jelly and blue. I like blue right now. I used to hate on blue. I used to be like, blue is such a boring color. Like, anyone who likes blue is just basic. Blue is my favorite color now. Like, everything I say years later, I'm like, Take that back, JK.
But yeah, like I went off, and then I was gaining weight, and I was feeling bad. I was like, all the clothes I bought when I got smaller, now they're not fitting me anymore. And I was like,
you lost weight when you lost your appetite with Vyvanse. Oh yeah, happens.
And I was walking a lot, and I was dancing in my room a lot too during COVID. And then
that's good.
Yeah,
okay.
That's how I was, and I kept thinking, okay, how did I lose so much weight then? And then I look back, and I'm like, oh, that's why. So now it's so much harder. So then I decided, okay, you know what? I might actually just go back on it.
No, JoJo, absolutely do not do that.
I'm on it right now, girl.
You're on Vyvanse again.
I'm on it right now.
Wait, first of all, you said you got off of it because it was making you depressed.
But it's not anymore.
Is it not anymore?
No.
Because that's super important.
It's like I get a high from it now.
Okay, well that's good.
You know what's crazy is like I'm back on it now, and I feel amazing.
Good.
I feel amazing.
Good.
It's so crazy. I'm like, oh my gosh.
You now crave it. Like you're excited to take your Vyvanse because Vyvanse, it's so crazy because like you don't want to credit such like amazing emotions and stuff to a drug. And I don't know if that's what's going on or if Vyvanse just puts you on like a level playing field as somebody who has ADHD and now you're regular, like your chemical imbalance is regulated because of the medication you're taking. So maybe it's not that you're experiencing some like chemical induced euphoria situation. Maybe it's just that is what you should feel and that you cannot naturally feel that and need a medication to get there. That's okay. Sometimes I struggle a lot actually with feeling like, who am I without my Vyvanse? Like I forget I'm on Vyvanse because I know I'm naturally a happy person and I know I naturally like see things in a certain way, and then sometimes I don't take my Vyvanse and I'm like, who am I now? Like, is all of this just the product of taking Vyvanse? And it's like really scary to think about that.
I really do. I don't think it's from the Vyvanse. I think like that's just how you
it is just the level are. Yeah okay.
I think it's kind of almost
because I wasn't on it like for a long time, and it's not like I have a new personality. It's that I feel like me again with the Vyvanse.
Yes.
Exactly. Okay.
I feel like it actually elevates your experience as who you are as a person even more.
Okay, true. And same for you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But it's amazing. Like, even at work, I'm so happy to do my work.
Yes.
It's crazy.
You can do anything. Like, I could be driving the garbage truck, picking garbage up all day. But if I have a song playing and the sun is out, it's the best day. It's the best day. Best day.
Right?
Literally.
Like, I take my Vyvanse, like, the other day, I was, like, doing so many tasks. I was, like, cleaning, everything, and I had my music playlist on, and I was having a ball.
It's actually like joy. It's bliss. Yes. Vyvanse is amazing,
and I'm so happy I get to feel that.
I'm so glad that you get to feel that as well.
It's amazing.
It's so much better too when you've experienced being a shell of a human being and seeing and living in hell, and then being where you are today, and to like go about your day and go, this is just my reality. Like nothing is so amazing. Like I think life is beautiful and amazing, whatever life you live. But it makes me so grateful to know that is like where I am now, and you too. It makes me so happy to hear that is where you are now, because it's so much more special when that's not always been the case. Like especially in COVID times, we lived that and we're out of that now. Thank God for that.
Oh my goodness.
Praise Jesus. Literally. Oh, hearing that come from your voice is like absolutely. Oh my God, wait, write this down. Right, Jesus. Jesus.
Oh my goodness.
Our bestie.
Yes, I love it. I love this for you too, because like, again, when I met you like in high school, like you're so bubbly and you're so kind and amazing.
That is so sweet, JoJo. Don't get me started.
I'm so happy that like you haven't changed, but I say that in a good way, in the best
That means
way.
so much to me. I don't want to change, not because I'm like, I love myself so much, but because I think it's so sad when people change, when people turn into to something that they aren't, or when the person that they were, they're not in touch with anymore. Like it's so sad. I'm not saying change is beautiful. I think I have changed so much, but in a way of coming closer to myself. So it's not change, it's growth, you know? And you too. I know that you've also experienced that. But what I was going to say, to come back to me being bubbly and kind, you are literally like, I wasn't a Christian in high school, but I've always known that you are. And having you in my life, like, at that age, I've always known, whether I believe in God or not, there's something so special within people who do. You have the Holy Spirit within you, JoJo. Like, if anyone does, it's you. Like, you are so full of Christ. Like, I literally mean that so truly from the bottom of my heart. Like,
that's JoJo. So beautiful to hear, because you know what? Like, it's so hard sometimes, especially when I stumble back on old sin, old habits, and I feel like it's not that I doubt my faith, is I doubt my salvation, because I know, like, you have faith in Christ and you believe that he died and resurrected, you're going to heaven, right? And sometimes when I fall back on sin, it's like, okay, I believe, but like I just did this thing that, you know, you keep telling me not to do. Like, is like, how can I change? Like, is that like like,
well, first of
all,
all,
I just keep like begging for forgiveness. But
first of all, you are forgiven. That's exactly what I was gonna say. If anybody, there's people that have gone so far off. The murderers who died on the cross next to Jesus were forgiven. If you think you're not going to be forgiven, you've done more than spread God's light throughout your entire life. Like, you are God's servant, is like a nice word to say. Obviously, yes. You know that. You are God's servant. Like, in that, I don't know if people who like don't know that is a nice thing to say, God's servant, because some people are like, why am I a servant? But like, God lives within you so much, and I think God uses you so much. Do you know what I mean by that, though? Like, truly, like, the fact that you worry about, like, forgiveness is so crazy, Jordana. Like, that is insane to me. Keep going. Keep talking.
Like, no, like, I'm pretty much done, like, with the thing, but yeah.
Like, can I ask you what, like, sin you're referring to? Or is that too personal? Because I'll
tell you, but I'm gonna, like, cut it out.
Okay.
Like, fornication, really.
What is that?
Like, masturbation.
Oh, okay. Well, then if so, is that a sin? Wait, you better cut this out. But is that a sin?
I think so, yeah.
Bitch, I'm going to hell then. You can keep this in, honestly. Like,
no. Like,
girl, no.
Yeah.
I don't think is that really a sin?
It is, I think so. Like, I think.
Should we do some research right now?
I have it written down, but
wait.
Like, by all means, is it in Philippians?
Wait, I think I looked this up too recently, because I was like,
It's highlighted in my Bible, but or is it in
Is
Peter?
it? I haven't got there yet in my Bible. I'm reading my Bible now too. I just started Luke. Yeah.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. The end of Mark was so good. It's like all highlighted. Some of my pages are just yellow. Okay. Imagine there's like some type of camera behind me and it's just picking up what I'm like. This search is real crazy.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you like had the Bible there. I was like,
no, this is like my journal.
Okay, well, first of all, it says, okay, you're kind of right.
Because I seen it in the video, they were talking about it too, and I was like, really?
What video?
Like, so they were talking about, you know, our body's not really our body because we're children of Christ. So, like,
that's true.
You know how, like, our parents, they come together.
And that doesn't mean, okay, yeah, go on, sorry.
No worries. What were you going to say?
Well, I was just going to say, I feel that people who are not Christians, when they hear that, are going to be like, first of all, my body is my body. Jesus Christ wants the best for your body. The reason why I believe having sex before marriage is a sin is because your body is the temple of God, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's that treating your body that way and not accepting what, like, it's hard to talk about this, but, like, when you say your body belongs to Christ, that is supposed to hold you at such a high value and have you understand that your body is worth so much and that you have to protect your body and love your body, and that it's not supposed to be, first year me needs to hear this, that it's not supposed to be something that can be thrown around. It's something that holds the spirit of Christ, and not just that, it keeps you alive every single day, and it's so important.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, exactly. And exactly what you're saying with how much we have to hold ourselves to a high standard too.
Exactly.
Because there's so much respect in that too, because I just think also soul ties too, I've heard about. Like when you are with someone, you have sex with someone, like, you're also kind of kindling their energy.
It's unfortunately true. Yeah, and that's what woke me up. That woke me up because it's true. And I think it's absolutely true.
I've never had sex before.
Fair enough.
I can't get a guy for But
no, but that's good. Like, that's something you should be really proud of. Are you waiting till marriage?
I would like to wait till marriage.
Please do. Like, if I could see somebody do that, especially somebody in my life do that, like, that's healing for me to, like...
I just gotta control the urges.
So true. I was thinking about this last night. I was saying the only thing that's perfection about us is Christ and loving Christ. I believe that. Like, absolutely nobody is perfect.
Exactly.
The only thing that is perfect is God in Christ, and the closest you can be to perfect is let that Holy Spirit in, like God in your heart, worship God, because that brings you closer to that, to being perfect. And obviously that's not the goal here.
Yes, but it's not to be sinless, but it's to sin less.
Yeah.
I seen that on my Pinterest the other day, and I was like, wow, this is really interesting.
It's so crazy too, because like this is new to me. Like I was Christian never in the way I am now. Like, I have a close relationship with God. It's not I kind of get a little like, Christianity isn't necessary. It's obviously a religion, but when people go, you're so religious, I'm like, I don't recognize that word. I don't feel religious. When I think of religion, I think of scary nun horror movies. I think of unhappiness. I think of being afraid of the Bible. Fear God, absolutely, but I think of living in a state of fear, which is absolutely not what it is.
No,
I think
not meant to.
No, exactly. And I think that, like, what did you even say? What got me preaching like this?
Let me remember. But yeah, being religious and stuff.
Oh,
and
this
like
is what I was going to say. Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that, like, as soon as you start to do that, this is what I was saying. Like, now where I am now, I read the Bible, absolutely. I watch The Chosen. Are you watching The Chosen? Oh my gosh, really? Me too. It's so good. Have you, like, the amount of tears I've shed during The Chosen? It's a beautiful show.
It's so beautifully made. I love it, the way how it's crafted.
Did you know that my dad gets the news? My dad's a stan of The Chosen, and he gets the newsletters for it. And they're actually playing that in jails now. They don't do a lot. Obviously, there is, like, TVs in jails, but they're playing it. It made me... I know, because who else needs to grow their relationship with God to know that they can be saved and forgiven than people who are in jail? And if they can't, maybe they're spending life in jail. But to know that they get to watch The Chosen and how drastic that could change their experience in jail is insane. And that makes me so happy to hear that. Doesn't it make you so happy to know they're doing that?
Amazingly happy.
I know. They're doing like big releases of each episode, so everyone sits together and there's Bible sessions. Because of this show. The show's also like a non-profit. They're doing it completely like for free. Yeah. Do you know about that?
I think I heard about something like that too with Angel Studios, because they make a lot of Christian content and a lot of content too. That's just...
Shout out Angel Studios. We need more of that in Hollywood. Hollywood is terrifying.
It is.
It's actually terrifying. I was like looking at Met Gala because that happened recently, clips, and I was just thinking how absolutely insane it is.
It's supposed to dystopia.
That we're worshiping people. Like, I used to worship like if John Mayer was on the red carpet, I'd be worshiping, all right. But no, just kidding.
Too, yeah.
But the fascination and the crazy pedestals that just like celebrities have is so up. Like, and I used to be completely into that, like celebrity culture, worshiping people.
Me too.
And it's only when you like study the Bible, grow close with God, that you look at them and you're like, they might, for that level, like, for this matter, like, be a below average human being. Everyone's my brother and sister in Christ, but like, based on their behavior, we don't know these people. This is so crazy to idolize these people.
Yes, it's like a facade they put onto you. Like, they might, because image is all that matters to them too, and having that good image, but we don't
It's sad, but it's sad though, because it's like, I don't know if it's either that they're not allowed to like, I don't think you can have like a cross necklace. I don't think you can speak Bible verses. Like, even in speeches where they're accepting Grammys and stuff, Matthew McConaughey is like the only one who's ever said like, thank you, God. Because I don't know if they're just not, I think they'll be like blacklisted from, is that the word, blacklisted? From like Hollywood. Like, you are not allowed to talk about Jesus or God, and it's terrifying. Or I don't know if that's true, because there is like Kanye has an album.
I hear a lot of conspiracy on this, and I'm so
Illuminati shit. Oh, same. No, me too. If there's one thing I believe in for conspiracies, it's like Illuminati.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know the Freemasons? Have you ever like delved into that?
No, please.
It's like another tier, like within the Illuminati.
Tell me.
Like, that's like the ultra elite.
Oh, okay.
Politicians, billionaires,
my God.
rich people, celebrities are in there.
Scary.
It's terrifying.
It's terrifying.
And it's all over too.
It's actually so scary.
It's crazy.
The other thing is, it's like, I don't know if these people, like, maybe they are Christian and they in their workspace can't but I highly doubt that they are. I highly doubt that they have. I think Justin Bieber is a good example of somebody who
like he struggles, but like, you know, he's trying.
Well, he reached a low point. Like I watched his Seasons documentary, and like for a while, like was just like waiting for a like news headline being like Justin has lost his life, because Justin reached a very dark place, like with drugs and just that amount of money and fame. Like it literally says in the Bible, like that is the devil. Like you can absolutely lose yourself and lose God in all of that.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter, but it's such an easy way to just completely get it's such like you get consumed by it, I'm sure.
You do. I feel like it's some type of Satanism too, because
absolutely
it's almost like they're worshiping themselves.
Yes, exactly. And that there's one thing I've learned too. It's like the most alone you'll ever feel is when you're worshiping yourself. When I went through a whole era of like law of attraction and manifestation, and it's not that I'm saying that I don't believe in it anymore. I read The Secret. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that anything can truly really come to be like, I think that a lot of people probably, maybe I was just terrible at it. Maybe I just can't manifest. But I think that all goes back to like you are your own, you are in like full control, you are the master of the universe. No, you aren't.
No.
Pray.
Exactly.
Like pray, you know what I mean?
Like I used to be like that too. Like I used to think of like, okay, manifestation, whichever, and then things would never come, and I was like, why? Maybe I'm just not doing it properly.
Yeah.
Or even like crystals too, I used to have and stuff. And then it was like, okay, well,
like witchcraft, tarot cards.
It's a gateway.
Relying on that for your information. It is, exactly. And I believe that is the enemy. I don't believe that we should be doing that.
No, it's like imagine.
Don't put your trust in something that comes from a human being. Like
exactly.
This relates to the Hollywood thing too, and that relates. Like, I think it's beautiful to manifest in a way. You know, like. If you think about something a lot because it's what your heart wants and everything like that is just, that's awesome, that's great. But writing things down a million times, I don't believe that's gonna do anything. No.
I don't think so either.
It failed me every single time. It never worked for me.
Me too. And I always think, okay, like especially say like a person's manifesting and then something goes terribly wrong.
Yeah.
It's like that can wreck that person's ego severely.
Yeah. As in, what do you mean? Like they get what they manifested in it, or they don't?
They don't get what they manifested.
Yeah.
And then they just start to question themselves, and then.
And it's because they are alone. They go like, how come I can't get what I want? How come the universe, like, how come I'm not getting what I want? I've done everything right. It's like, that's so, you're not supposed to be able to do that on your own. We can't do that on our own. But we have so much power in God.
We do.
And it's like, that's right there for us. You know what I mean?
The amount of power. And the thing is that only the enemy will try to tell us that we're not powerful.
Yeah, exactly. Or no, that we are kind of powerful and that we can do it on our own, you know? But also exactly what you said there. The enemy, king is just whatever you will, of self-doubt, self-hatred, fear, isolation.
Yes.
Like, that's how the devil works.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The devil wants you to think, I got to do this on my own. I'm all by myself. And I was in such a scary time, like, relating back to COVID, where, like, I do believe that I was in some type of, like, spiritual warfare situation where I was, like, owned by the devil. I believe that. This is when I was diagnosed with OCD, so this, like, hits really close to home, but it's, like, my experience, the closest way I would describe it is just not being in control. I wasn't the one thinking. I did feel possessed. I did feel in a state of hell, like, and fear. The thing with OCD is it gets you so afraid for me, I was afraid to get diagnosed. I was afraid to talk about it. I was afraid of myself. I couldn't look in a mirror. I was terrified. I actually thought that there was, like, a demon in me. And for all I know, there was. Like, I know I didn't have God in my life at that time. I know I didn't. And the craziest thing is, too, like, I never prayed once. I never even tried to get out of that because I had no faith. I didn't think that God loved me. I didn't think there was a God to pray to.
And yet God went to you anyway.
I know. It's so beautiful. I want to tell you about, like, my testimony. Can I hear yours too?
Of course.
Wait, should we go?
You share yours first.
I want to hear yours so badly. Okay, so basically, like I said, like, I was always growing up, my parents are both Christian. My dad has taught me absolutely everything I know about God and my belief. Like, I think That's not true. I found God again myself. That had nothing to do with my dad. So it's not like my faith is centered in my dad. Like, there was a point where I had 0% faith. It's not like I didn't grow up in a church. It's not like it's something that found me and that I found. So it's like, it is my faith. But my dad, I wouldn't, you know how they say, like, when 2 or more people, like, believe in Christ together, Christ, like, is within that relationship. Christ is in me and my dad's relationship. Like,
Amazing.
Both my fathers, love them, the father and my dad. But yeah, so I guess I always kind of, like, identified as a Christian. I didn't know too much, honestly. I knew I loved Jesus. I knew that I prayed to God. That's about it. I guess the closest, like, religious title I had to identify with, I know I just said I wasn't religious, but you know what I mean, is Christianity.
Yeah.
And then went through the COVID period, had an OCD breakdown, mental health scare for sure, and lost all faith. Absolutely. Like, I remember praying and being like, this is the closest thing to a prayer I did, was just like, there is no God. I am alone. Like, there's obviously no God, because I wouldn't be in this situation if there was, which is so crazy to say that. Like, I was there because now I would say my faith is like 100%. Like, I don't think I could,
like, restored.
Yeah, completely. Wow. Which is also crazy to say, because I feel like it's kind of a understanding that, like, to have 100% faith, it's something that you need to, like, learn, like, know everything. I haven't read the whole Bible. I don't know everything, but I don't think it's something that takes too much time. I think as soon as you want to have God in your life and love God, you can have 100% faith. Right, it's easy. It's not something that you have to work at. I think that's something people think.
It's cost-free. You don't have to pay for anything because he already paid for it on the cross.
Exactly. Too. Oh, exactly. We have so much power in that. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad we did this podcast. Like, this feels, and guys, Jojo said when I messaged her, because we talked throughout the span. This is so Drew Barry Mo-coded.
I love this.
Her hands are so warm.
Oh.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
They're cold.
They are cold.
But yeah, I know
with the Drew thing.
Barrymore, like, she's so close, like
us, literally.
No, but, like, we're not entirely Drew Barrymore.
No,
we're not really sitting on the ground either.
No, yeah, exactly. Or like, yeah, exactly.
But we're, like, close enough, adjacent.
We're adjacent. Totally forgot what I was saying.
Well, it was something, something.
Cost-free.
Yes, cost-free.
Oh, this is, like, kind of what's so awesome about this is, like, being on a podcast, first of all, is something I've always wanted to do. Like, if there's one thing about me, it's that I want to be, like, either a singer or a podcaster. And I know those are really crazy big things to say. Not saying I want to be the biggest singer or biggest podcaster. I just want to make money and be able to do that for my job.
You know what's crazy? I've always wanted to sing cabaret, like jazz.
Oh my gosh. Well, you sing. Big. We should sing after this. We should sing.
You're a beautiful singer. I remember during the winter, the variety thing that Wex used to do, and I remember hearing you sing too with the mic and stuff. You had your little solo.
Oh, with Ian.
You were so good.
What did we sing? Stand By Me.
Yes, it was that.
He sang it in, like, a different language. He literally did.
I think it was Spanish.
I think it was Spanish.
Yeah.
We had to, like, hold hands in front of the whole music class.
Aww.
It was crazy. No, but, like, It was cute. No, it was cute. Shout out Ian. He's so talented.
He is.
He's so talented. Yeah, sweet person too. Such a nice
so
soul.
Kind.
He really is. So gentle, so
yes.
kind. I had him in, like, all of my little coffee. I was like, they were like, select who you want. Ian, every time. Yes. Ian and Zoe Magirius, like, every single time. I'm like, I need my.
He was in my tech class too, and he was just, again, so kind.
Where?
So amazing.
Here?
No, and Wex.
Okay.
Because there used to be tech too, so it would be, like, after school and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So you knew him, like, personally.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, he was so sweet. He was shy, but I was just talking about Ian the whole time.
Shout out Ian.
No, wherever you
Hola,
are.
¿cómo está?
She knows Spanish.
Sí, yo entiendo español.
That was so good.
Podemos hablar juntos o juntas. I don't know, like, it's
multilingual queen. Except we don't know French.
Oh, I don't. I
literally got removed from French in grade 1. Like, my teacher in grade 1 said this is not picking it up. Like, she has to go.
I didn't start learning French, like, in the school till, like, grade 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of early though. Because were you not French immersion, just like a
No, it wasn't French immersion, like regular public school.
Okay,
yeah,
right.
They didn't start, like.
Wait, that's so early though. I only had classes like that in, like, grade 7 and 8.
Yeah, I remember they had us in, like, grade 4, like, we started, like, learning more
Damn,
French.
Maybe I should have started then. I feel like that's a good age to start.
I think that they changed it, so now it's, like, they teach French from kindergarten.
Mm-hmm, yeah. But I was in, like, French immersion.
Oh, okay, so, like, that's different.
Exactly, like, trying to teach the whole thing in French, which honestly was probably for the good. Like, I don't think I could have learned math and science in French. Like, I'm already learning French. Like, that's right?
I can't do that
in English. No, literally.
I'm so terrible at math. It's crazy. I'm so terrible.
It's embarrassing. Like, I'll double check what 6 + 6 is. Like, no, that's no.
Like, I want to be good at math. I really do. I really do want to be good at math, but my brain just doesn't pick it up.
It doesn't. Me neither. Mm-hmm. No. But also, you don't need to be good at math. Like, obviously,
I mean, like,
you have a calculator. You know what I mean?
You got a calculator, yes, but, like, there's a lot of jobs out there, too. Like, I want to be a doctor. I wanted to be a doctor, anesthesiologist, but you need math, and physics needs math, and chemistry needs math.
When it comes to psych and science and math, I know, same. Yeah. It actually sucks how many, like, big, awesome degrees, like, are very much... Math is fundamental. Yes. And you wouldn't really think that for a lot of things, but damn. Like, even, like, interior design is something I couldn't really do because, like... It's measuring. Yeah, math isn't everything.
But measuring is not that bad, though. You use the ruler.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Mm-hmm. Comms major it is for me.
Wait, this is... No, same. Literally.
Really?
Yeah, we talked about this.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah. Comm major for sure. I hate it, though.
Really?
I had to retake the... Well, I was, like, severely depressed in first year, so my grades were terrible. Yeah, were you really?
Me too. That's what made that. That's how I was dropped from my crim program because I was in criminology originally, but then like my GPA tanked. Yeah. So then I got kicked out of the program. Yeah. But luckily, I was able to go into like communications here, which is an honors program. Okay. So I'm like. Okay,
and you're so built for that. No, literally, you're so built for that. Like, communication is a gift that you have for sure, and I love it too.
And it's easy. It's easy. Anyone can do it too.
It's easy. Anyone can do it, but it's also like it's not something to take away from yourself. Like, communication is one of the most. I think it's more important than math. Like, you can go so much farther. I believe having good communication skills than having good math skills, but different fields. You can make more money with math, but like I mean in terms of connection and things that I'm really interested in.
Yes,
communication
it's so
is
important.
Awesome. Yeah, it's super important for sure. But yeah, no, first year. So yeah, I had to retake communication. So I'm back in like I passed with an A in my final this year because
I saw that on your story.
Oh my gosh, I know you liked it. Thank you.
I wanted to comment, but I'm like limiting myself here, so I saved it. No, I can't save stories.
You did?
I was gonna do it on this thing here.
What do you mean?
Like I always like if I'm commenting or anything, I do it from here because I don't have Instagram.
Oh, I see. I see.
I have an like addiction problem with it.
Okay. Want to talk about phone addiction? Yeah, you come to the right place. No, I get it, girl. It's sad. Phones are dark for me.
I remember I did Lent at one point. It was last year. Like I know the Catholics, they do Lent, but I also wanted to do it because sometimes I do it like with me, but I decided to do it with social media. Well, so like Lent, it's from
giving something up. Correct.
From Ash Wednesday to Easter.
Right.
And you give up something.
Right.
Most people just do
food.
Meat
Okay. Oh, that's fasting.
Or social media, yeah.
Right.
And I just did like Instagram, TikTok. I had YouTube and Pinterest still.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
Because those things, if anything, are like actually more beneficial in terms of like platforms and social media. It's a little different because it takes away a lot of the like well, YouTube doesn't, but in terms of like comparison things, that's not something I necessarily like have a problem with. It's more just like obsessive. Like my OCD and my phone go hand in hand. Like a lot of the things I like, it brings me, a lot of it's like not enjoyable for me, which is just like delete everything, like throw your phone away. Like I keep having this, I think one day I will. I genuinely believe one day grow an all body hair out. I said this in high school and I still stand by it. Living in a van, no phone. I mean that because it's something that like, I think until the day I do that, like my phone is never going to serve me personally. Do you? Yeah.
I believe that too. Like again, I feel that on a really personal level.
Yeah.
Like again, I check my phone even if it's not like social, like Instagram or TikTok, which I don't have.
You spend so much time on your phone.
My
either way.
Emails I check, messages, games.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
When I was on Lens and stuff, I was less on my phone and I was genuinely more happy.
At peace again.
I had more focus.
Yeah, exactly.
And life was so much better too, and I was able to communicate with people more and.
Exactly.
Go on a walk and
do what you really want to do.
Yeah.
Not waste your entire day all the time.
Yeah.
I know that's not me, but yeah.
Yes.
No, I know.
Because I remember when I was
especially with ADHD, having a phone should not be legal for people with having ADHD. Like it's terrible. Like it's actually so bad. Mm-hmm. Like it's a sucker for sure.
It is.
Of a lot of things.
It is.
Productivity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And a lot of the times you feel it's so scary because you feel fulfilled by your phone. Like, you'll text people and you go, I got my social interaction. Like, I connected. It's so insane.
I know.
Like, go outside for real. Like, look in somebody's eyeballs, please. Like, and this is for me too. It's not that I have that much of a problem, but like, it's so scary how it kind of tricks you and you feel satisfied. You go, oh, I did something today. No, you didn't. You just made a Pinterest board. Yeah. Like, you sat in your bed. Yeah. This is so... No, I'm sorry if this, like, hitting... You're like, oh, my God.
No, I so agree. Like, I remember, like, when I was deep in that period, like, going out and making plans was so hard for me.
You didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
You didn't actually want to do it.
But I look forward to making plans so much, and it's like to having an eventful, like, oh, I'm going here today.
Exactly,
I'm doing
same.
This.
Me too.
It's so fun, and it's like I get to wake up early and do this because here I woke up early today.
Yeah,
and I'm so excited.
Me
I'm
too.
So that's one thing I want to do too is wake up early, like at 7 a.m.
Why are we like soul sisters? Like, everything you say, I really understand because that's like also just. It's like I want to wake up early. We're soul sisters.
I want to be a morning person because I used to be a morning person for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
I would wake up at like 6, 7 a.m.
Oh.
Go to the gym.
Oh, wow.
Do workout, and then like I just do.
You probably felt so
errands.
good.
It was amazing.
I'm sure you felt so good.
Felt amazing.
A queen. Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly.
After the gym, I'd go get a little coffee from Tim's and then walk home and
music. Yeah.
The day, like if everything was done for the day, I felt like I had more of the day
It's
left.
like 12 p.m. No, honestly, like it's so
Yes.
crazy for me. I'll get up so ungodly late. It's so insane. Like, I get up late, but these days, now that I have a job, girl, I say like 4 p.m.
Oh, that used to be me too. I remember I
go to bed at like 5 a.m. But sometimes now I have a job, so I'm waking up early. But this year, all my classes were at 7 and 8 p.m.
Me too.
So I was like,
oh no,
I'm not getting up.
I thought you meant a.m.
No.
Oh,
PM. All my classes were so late, and I had no classes on I had classes 3 days a week, and most of them started at night.
Damn.
Yeah, but now that I have a job, I'm like getting up really early. All my work starts pretty early, like 9:45, so I have to get up early because I take like 3 hours to get ready.
Me too.
But I feel so good today, which is your point. Exactly. Yes. Getting up early feels so nice.
It does.
Yeah.
It feels so nice. Like when I get up late, I just feel like, oh my gosh, the day is already done.
Yeah.
Like,
That's the worst. You wake up and you're like, okay, so it's dark in 1 hour. Like, and then, I don't mind being awake when the rest of the world's asleep. I like it. I like being the only one awake at night. But
I do too. But then, like, in the daytime, especially in the morning, it's early. Barely anyone is everywhere.
But you can have that still in the morning. Like, you can have that alone time in the morning by being the only one up. Yeah, that's so true.
Going to the grocery store in the morning is amazing. Like,
it's
just pure elderly people, old people there. It's calm.
I love that. I love the grocery store. The grocery store is my happy place. Sobeys by my house is my happy place.
Food basics for me. It's like a 5-minute walk. I love it.
I love that.
It's scary though. It's dangerous for me because it's like 5 minutes walk there. I could just walk there.
Truly.
Oh, I need something. Let me go there.
Yeah.
Oh, I need something again. Let me go there. And then all my grocery money's out.
So real. No, literally, I would get up and like my roommates would be coming back from all the classes, like getting ready for bed. Not really, but like they'd be in like wind down mode, and I'm like literally just arising, like in my pajamas. They're like, "Oh, you're going to bed?" I'm like, "No, I'm getting up." Like I haven't changed yet. Oh, it's so bad.
Oh my god.
Oh, should I tie back to where we were with what brought us to this moment?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Just relating to the Jesus situation?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was just praying and I just started thinking about you. I don't really remember how, but I think I was just kind of thinking, well, you know how God will bring like people who have faith in him together? Like when you follow God, it's something that I want more Christian friends. Anyway, it just got me thinking like naturally, just like about you. And I was just like, wow, I really want you to know what you did for me just by seeing you all the time. Like just seeing you like actually improved my high school experience so much. I mean that. I would talk, my parents know about you, like they know, yeah. And like when you said that was just like sent by Jesus, it's so true because now I didn't know that messaging you, just something random, would bring us to this podcast,
right?
Which is something that I want to be, like a field I want to be in, talking about Jesus, something I want to do all the time. Like it was sent by Jesus because this moment I had no idea was to come from that message, but this moment feels very correct, you know?
It does. Like I remember I was getting ready for work and I sometimes like to be fashionista.
Absolutely.
And
you do. Your stories do it for me every time. When you wear a cowboy hat, it does it for me.
I love it.
You look so good in a cowboy hat.
I love how Western culture's in because
me too.
I have my cowboy boots. Like, they're white and they match my white cowboy hat. So.
Oh, that eats. That's so good.
And it's like they're real cowboy boots too.
I love that.
I love it.
I need to get better cowboy boots. I had a nice cowboy hat, but then I lost it.
I got that hat from the CNE actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I always wanted a cowboy hat, but I was like, okay, all these hats are expensive, but I want a good quality
one. Yeah. And was it good quality?
I'd say so. It's a straw hat.
Okay. And I love straw hats.
I thought the straw hat wouldn't be as strong, but this one's strong. Mm-hmm. Even in the rain, I was so surprised.
Really? Not her wearing it in the rain. Her cowboy hat up.
And it would collect rain too.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's so funny. I love that. Hopefully I have a little cowgirl moment this summer. It's literally my one goal also to be a cowgirl.
There's this girl, her name, like, shout out to you, Gemma.
Shout out Gemma.
We gotta do this one day.
Gemma.
We gotta go to Boots,
okay? The seat? Oh, okay, yeah. I thought you meant this.
She goes here and stuff. Like, she's a really great person, too. And we kept saying, okay, we're gonna make plans to go to this country club. Mm-hmm. It's not like country club, like bougie kind, but more like
a country club. Yeah. Oh.
Country club.
Like a country club, like a turn up, or like a country club we're playing tennis. Country club. Okay.
And
love that.
She mentioned to me this club downtown, something
Boots. Paris, Texas?
Not Paris, Texas, but it's another one. It's Boots something.
Oh, I think, wait.
And it has a mechanical.
A bill. Oh my god, I wrote that bill. You have to. Yeah.
I want to go there.
You got to. We should go. We should go ride a freaking bull together. That'd be fun.
I always wanted to do that.
Let's do it.
I always keep saying to myself, okay, I could definitely do it.
It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. Me too. I also like have a complex where I'm like I can do anything. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I'm terrible at it. It was really hard. Really? I got bucked off.
Oh my god.
You'll probably get bucked off. No, but I feel like you can last a solid amount of time. Because they play like they play songs. I think they were playing Wagon Wheel when I was doing it. So it was really so rock me, mama like a wagon. Yeah, and I was just like up there.
Ooh, that sounds like so much fun.
It was fun. You would really like it. But I wasn't wearing country attire, and like that makes my experience so much better.
Did they do line dancing there too?
I think they did. I went and there was like no one there, but I'm pretty sure like there would be.
I'd love to.
Do you know line dances? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Wait, I want to learn. We should.
I feel like it wouldn't be too hard to learn though.
Probably not.
Walk to the side.
I know.
Walk to the other side.
Exactly.
Down, up.
I know. Wait, I know. You know that TikTok where it's just like, you would know it. How does it go? It's the dance. I'm like,
no, how does the song go?
I forget how the song goes. It's not coming to me, but it's basically just like a tap, tap, boom, 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 do, do, boop, boop. You know the dance. Yeah. What song is that? Stop working in your next. Exactly. Yeah, that's the one. Should we do it?
We should.
Do you know the dance?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't, but I'm open to learning. I'd love to learn it.
I'll teach it to you. It's so easy.
Absolutely. Anyways, oh my gosh. Back to how we're here. Anyways, yeah. Right. So I was getting ready, and then my clothes weren't fitting the way that they used to fit. They weren't like fitting like how I like them to fit. Mm-hmm. And I was saying, okay, Lord, there's so many other things that are bad going on, and like here I am obsessing over how my body looks and how I don't like it and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Also, there's so many other things you could be thinking about. Like, you're the most beautiful person, and that's not a thought that you should have ever paid attention to. Mm-hmm. It's a fake thought, truly. That's the enemy, making you feel like you're not perfect, which, I mean by that.
Oh, I know what you mean by that.
Because I feel like I keep contradicting myself. I'd be like, I'm religious, I'm perfect, like, and I say like, you can't be.
That absolutely.
But no, you get me.
I understand.
I know you do. Yeah.
And I was thinking,
for the viewers at home.
I was gonna say that's a good knuckle.
This is role play right now. I'm role playing our future right now. But this is real.
I love it. But anyways, I was like, okay, I'm getting ready and stuff. Like it just doesn't matter and all of that. And you came in and you texted me.
Wow, that's such like, good timing. Wow. Yeah, Jesus works like that. Cause
he does. He really does. He's so intentional.
He so is. I know. Yeah. It's beautiful. That is so true. Like the amount of times where I feel that God led me to do something and it makes so much sense every time, and that person needed to hear it, whatever it was. Or like this recently happened where it's like I was like smoking out my window as I do, and I saw this like homeless person, and he was just like begging for money. He was very desperate for the money. Every single person rolled up their windows, brushed him off, didn't even look at him. And that's something that's so upsetting to see when people, like, you don't have to give somebody money, but like, don't act like they're not there. I understand if someone's scaring you and someone's dangerous, but it makes me really upset when people go like crazy people and they call homeless people crazy. What makes you think that?
Exactly.
It's a person. It's a person who's homeless, and you should have some compassion. It's so scary how people treat homeless people. It's like, how do you how does your heart not hurt for them? How are you coming from a place of judgment? It's actually so crazy how often that happens. Anyway, I was like looking at my window and I saw him across. He was like at the Tim Hortons, and I was like, I don't have any money right now because I don't have money ever. I don't have cash. But I was like, I can't give him money. Maybe I can buy him something from the Tims. The Lord will like work within you for a purpose every single time. And so basically, back to what I was saying. I was looking at this. I was like, I simply can't let this happen anymore. I just need someone to acknowledge him too, because you never know, that's what somebody might need more than money or food. Like, just acknowledgement, to know that they're cared about and seen and loved. It's so sad. So anyway, I was a little scared though, because I just smoked and I get paranoid, and it was late at night, and this is definitely like a sketchy area. Like, there's a lot of criminal activity going on, like stuff like that. Like in this area where the guy was. And so I just kind of prayed about it. I was like, Lord, should I go help this man? Like, stop me if it's something that I shouldn't do and it's dangerous. But I saw like a bunny go by, and I was like, that like kind of feels, I've never seen a bunny here, and it just jumps right by, and I feel like bunnies have some symbolism to them. So I was like, you know what, yeah, I'll definitely go. So I go, and it ended up not really working because I couldn't get, he didn't need food. He was in a homeless shelter, so he was like, I do need money though. And I was like, okay, like I don't know what you want me to do. He was like, can we try doing a cashback thing at the Tims where you buy something? And so I was like, absolutely, we tried. They didn't let us. You're not, like, do you know what I mean by that? By being like, can I have change for if I pay for something with my phone and then get like a $50 bill or something? They didn't do that. So I was like, I had to tell him, I'm like, I'm so sorry, I'll come back tomorrow. We were gonna walk, but I didn't have my debit card. It was kind of a mess. Anyway, he ends up having like all these tattoos, and they're all biblical verses. So I end up like, we're in line at the Tim Hortons because I was just like, come on in with me, and we just started talking about that. And it's so beautiful because we just had this conversation about the Lord, and he started telling me about, like, I told him I'm reading the Bible too, and that I would get like a Bible verse tattoo as like one of my first tattoos as well. And he was saying like, you should start telling me how important it is to start at the Old Testament, which is not something I start at the New Testament, just because I'm like, I want to read about my Jesus first, and then maybe I'll read the Old Testament. And he was just telling me how important it is to read that so you can understand how all the prophets and the story makes it's so much more powerful when you read that first. And he gave me that recommendation, and I was like, wow, like that is just it shows that like something like that, it's like that whole like that conversation was so important to me. And I was like, the Lord just sets things up like that when you pray for like interactions and stuff. Like, they all make sense when they're through the Lord, you know what I mean?
They do.
Because that didn't have to go that way. Like, that could have gone any other way. But of course, we just ended up in this Tim Hortons in the middle of the night, just like really connecting and bonding over the Lord. And he loves the Lord. I kind of forget what the tattoo was, but like which passage it was, but it was beautiful. I was like, wow, it's just amazing. And this too, like when you pray about something and when something comes through the Lord, like it always makes sense, and the more it unfolds, you're like, wow, of course this was sent by the Lord, you know?
Absolutely.
Oh wait, sorry,
No.
Were you gonna say something?
No, I was gonna say I did have a similar experience with that too.
Yeah?
I mean, I didn't really have the conversation, but I was in Starbucks one time, and I was like, you know, just trying to get some water. I didn't really feel like paying for anything that day. And then there's a guy there. He had a whole bunch of tattoos. It kind of freaked me out, but at the same time, like, I also seen a Bible. I seen he had with him too.
Yeah.
And you know, he was looking at me. I was looking at him, and I was like, you know, just keep your composure, keep your cool. And then he asked me if I could get him a coffee. I said sure, you know, and I got him a coffee. It didn't really like.
Yeah.
I just feels more like I'm talking about good works more than like just actual.
I hate that. No, I hate when I feel like that. No, you're not at all. No, it's so beautiful to see. Like, this relates to like my testimony, how it's just like seeing other people, like there's this beautiful connection that comes through two people who love the Lord. Even somebody with like a tattoo or a necklace, it's just like, I trust you so much, and I want you to know that. Like, it's so beautiful whenever I see anybody like representing the Lord nowadays. It's like sometimes you feel alone in it. Sometimes you're like, am I the only one who like obviously not. Christianity is like the biggest religion, but it's just like seeing other people who go day after day like with the same like God as you, and just worshiping the same God is so nice to see. I love it. I love seeing it so much, and I feel like I don't see it enough. Like it does feel kind of rare to see like another Christian who truly like, you know, embodies that love of Christ. And you are somebody, again, this goes back you are somebody who absolutely does, like, such a good example.
You too. I feel like it's like having the Spirit and just reading the Bible for yourself, because you could read the Bible like straight through, but did you understand it? What did you take away from it?
Exactly.
What are you practicing?
Exactly. And it's so easy to give up on the Bible. I think I struggle to get into it. And it's a big book, but it's also hard to understand a lot of the times. And I think that there's a lot of misinterpreting that goes on. I think we have to remember that the Bible was written so long ago. It was a different time, a different context. I think if Jesus came today, he wouldn't preach the same way he did then. So you have to understand that, like, maybe things you disagree with, you have to understand the context of it all. You have to also understand it's translated. It wasn't in English. A lot of the meanings, the meaning of hell, the meaning of virgin in the Bible don't actually mean what we think of the English definition of hell, virgin. There's so many other words where it's like, and people judge Jesus. They go, why would Jesus preach this? This is not something I agree with. But you have to understand, like, it's so easy to get it so twisted and mixed up. And you have to hear the word in the Bible, because that speaks so much louder than the words itself. Like, you know what I mean? The Spirit of God, when you're reading the Bible, you can tell when you really understand something.
Because even the Bible says it's not up to interpretation. Like, nothing in there written was interpreted. It was all written, like, you know, from experience to there. So
absolutely.
A person is talking about their encounter with God, like Moses with the burning bush. Best believe he was talking to a burning bush. You know? And even like with the Bible, it's not really what we agree with or not, but what we follow.
Like some things, when I read the Bible, I go, I don't know if this aligns with God and the Spirit of God. So I try to understand it how it would. You know what I mean? Does that make any sense?
Yes. Wait, say that again?
In terms of, like, let me think of an example here. Well, I think there's a lot of, like, contradictions in the Bible. I think sometimes we know from the story of Jesus that he's the most forgiving, loving person. And then on other hands, when you think of certain quotes that kind of goes against that, you have to understand what the truth is and why he would say that. You know who Jesus is as a person. So if a sentence doesn't make sense, you have to understand why he said that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And remember too, and Jesus talks in a lot of parables too.
Exactly. That's the biggest point.
And a lot of parables, so it's easy. People are not going to understand.
It's supposed to be something to learn and to understand. It's not written it's not written to be easy to understand. No. He spoke it so that everyone has the ears to hear, but who's gonna like listen? There's a difference between hearing and listening. And that's the point of why he spoke in parables. A lot of people didn't understand it, and a lot of people never will. No. But the difference is, like, and sometimes I have to read over and over and over again, and sometimes I don't, and then sometimes I come back. Sometimes I come back and I'm finally like, oh, now I'm ready to hear that, and now I understand. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Can I hear your testimony? Like, what?
Sure.
What have you always had faith? What got you?
It's been like up and down. Like my family, especially my mom, she raised me to be Christian and to also go to church. Sometimes we go. I wasn't always a fan of going to church because it's like early morning.
Yeah. I think that's a way that a lot of people probably lose interest.
Yeah.
When it feels like it's something forced upon you.
Yes.
Yeah. And especially when you're really young too.
Yeah.
It's hard to understand. Yeah, I understand when people struggle with that. Yeah.
And I'd always say I was Christian, but I never really got that concept faith. I never really read
you never
my Bible
felt
that
the Lord
much,
in your life.
When I was in church and they asked, okay, let's open up our Bibles and read to here and here. But I didn't know. And, you know, I just go about my life saying, yeah, I'm a Christian.
Yeah.
You know, I pray, but I don't really know what I was praying for.
Yeah.
And, like, deep down in my heart, where my faith was
exactly.
taking me.
Yeah, exactly. That's so important. It's when you decide to do it because you're called to do it. It's not something anyone put on you.
Yes.
It's when you're doing it for, like, because you want to do it, I think is when you actually really get all the messages. I think God sees that and sees who truly cares to grow their relationship with God, and I think that's when you start. It's when you start to do it, like what you're saying, when you became interested in that.
Exactly. And I was like going out in my life and I was thinking, okay, you know, like I'll go into crystals, I might go into this. Everyone keeps saying, oh, this is calming, this is relaxing. And I was really lost, especially in high school and even like beginning university
really?
too. I kind of lost myself. I lost that kind of sparkle, that positivity, because I'd always even known myself to be really positive and happy too. And then going through that dark period, because it wouldn't like one dark period. It was ups and downs. Like I'd be okay, and then I'd be back there. Okay, back there.
Yeah.
And like last time, it was probably one of the darkest periods I've experienced. And I'd go to my Bible occasionally. You know, I'd go to substances and stuff, and it would sometimes help, but it was like a Band-Aid over something much serious, much more serious.
It's crazy how in those moments you are tempted to like sin more as a way of, and then that just brings you further and further and further, like sleeping with people, like excessive drinking, like all of these things that truly bring you further. And that's what I did too when I was in my darkest era. It's like I thought that the only way to feel better was with temporary satisfaction, and it makes you, it leaves you lower and lower and lower every single time, but it leaves you addicting it. And that's what the devil does. It tempts you, you know what I mean? So, and it's also, it happens when you're weak and vulnerable. You weren't yourself, you weren't strong, so of course you fell into like, did you say that you fell into like, you weren't coping, you read the Bible here and then, like it wasn't something that,
it wasn't like habitual or anything.
Exactly.
It was just something like I'd go to, like, okay, what does the Bible say about, you know, if a person feels like this, and I would just read the verse or so.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until I felt more called, like I wanted to really, like, I'd seen Christian memes like on TikTok, and I see all these people, you know, in their lives and how they
were saved.
They were saved, and I was thinking, okay, you know, if they feel, you know, this way with Christ and stuff, and then how come I feel so trapped, you know, if
and empty,
because there's so many things I had to let go. So many things that I needed to purge, let go. And once you get through that purging process, because if you're not going to purge it, get rid of it, God will.
That's so true.
He will.
And you can pray for that too.
Exactly.
You can pray for the help in that. That's not something you need. If you want God, like, use God to get to him. Say, God, please help me remove everything keeping me further from you, and things, you know what I mean? Like, if you struggle with addiction to something, like, that is not something you have to do by yourself. God can meet you there and help you with that, to find him, you know what I mean? If God sees you seeking him, God wants you to be with him as close as you can be. You told me that, actually, like, when I told you how you didn't tell me that exactly, but you told me, like, to keep my eyes on the Lord in times of OCD, like, when it's the hardest for me to remember what's bigger and what actually rules. My OCD does not rule me, even though it really feels like it does. It does not rule me. And I know maybe in this earth, maybe for the rest of my life, I'll suffer with OCD. Maybe that will never stop, but I know when my day comes. Yeah, no, it's not me. It's not me. And you said, have tunnel vision on the Lord, that sentence, you said that. And I was like, wow, of course I need to have my tunnel vision on the Lord in times of OCD, when I don't want to think about the Lord. I don't want to think about anything else in that time. I want to think about my OCD. I want to go through my rituals. I want to do everything. This kind of even relates to what I was saying about, like, the shower and the cleaning my room to get back to a state of peace. But it's like, that's, I guess, OCD in itself. Like, in that moment, I have to deny all of those urges, and it's so hard for me because OCD is impossible to work with. Not impossible, but I don't want to say that, but
it's hard.
What you said was such good advice.
But yeah, even you saying that to me too, what you're saying,
to pray in those
times, and how he can help you.
He will help you.
It's so important.
And it's not something you have to wait to be healed from before. Like, you don't, it's so, if you tell yourself you can't pray to God until you're perfect and until you're worthy, who knows when that time will come, and God doesn't want you to have to do that to yourself.
Exactly.
God wants to meet you where you are, for sure.
Exactly, because we're not perfect.
No, we aren't.
He will, like, if we allow him in, he will work within us.
Exactly. I saw something recently, and it was like, imagine taking all of that and leaving that at Jesus' feet. Like, it didn't even say give it to his hands, just leave it at his doorstep, at his feet. And that visual helped me so much, because it's not something I don't have to work anything out by myself. I should give everything to the Lord. And that helps so much to remember that, like, I can always do that. It's not, Jesus isn't meant to be a garbage where we throw our stuff at him, but Jesus is here to help us, and we need to rely on him and depend on him. And Jesus, there's nothing we can do to dim his light. We're never going to be able to do that. We're never going to be able to let our garbage take away his perfection. Right. So we should use Jesus and God to help us deal with our imperfections, you know? Sometimes I feel bad about that, though. I'm like, oh, sorry, God. Like, I feel like I gave you a lot today to...
But that's what he's there for. Like,
exactly.
You can never give him too much. Like, and he will never give us... I remember I was talking with Evan, too, and he said he will never give us too much. Did
Evan say that? Oh. If God brought you to it, he can get you through it. God is never going to take you out. God is never going to do that. And even I've been there, you've been there, where it feels like this is way too much, and I don't even want to do this anymore. Like, I know that the reason I'm here right now, I was able to get through that. I didn't think so. I really did not think so. But it's never too much that we can't be we can't win. There's never something we cannot win in Jesus' name if we call on Jesus. There's not a battle we cannot win, truly. You know what I mean?
True.
It's so beautiful.
It's amazing.
So you, when you finally reopened, like...
I reopened, it first started with just, like, reading, like, you know, YouVersion, the Bible app? Like, the Holy Bible app?
No, I don't have that. I have, like, a...
I have, like,
oh, my
a
gosh.
Bible app. Like, it's amazing. It will give you, like, a daily verse to read.
I love that. I actually just...
I'll actually even show this here, too. It's amazing.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but, like, one day.
No, one day for sure.
And it's amazing. Like, they give you daily Bible verses to read. They have devotionals.
That's amazing.
You can hear the Bible, like, hear the scripture being, like, said.
Read out. I'm going to get that up. What's it called?
It's the Holy Bible, but it's by YouVersion.
Okay.
On the App Store. It's
I'll
amazing.
probably text you about that later, too, if I forget. Okay.
And it started with that. Then it'd be reading the whole chapter. And then really seeing, okay, this is what they're sending for the day.
Yeah.
Let me read it in my actual Bible. And I feel so much better reading.
From the Bible.
From
Absolutely.
the actual Bible.
Me too. And highlighting. Yeah, it feels so good. I love my Bible.
And then it started with
I have a pink
journaling.
Bible. I know.
You're
it's
that
like
girl. You're that girl.
Oh my gosh, wait, I can send you the link. It's called My Simply Charming Bible, and it has a little like keychain, and it's so cute.
That.
Not my what's it called? Like coquette. I have a coquette Bible.
Coquette?
It's crazy.
I love that.
I know. I'm like, I'm gonna have a cute Bible. It gotta be.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
You're that girl, honestly. You
are that girl.
To have like a pink Bible. That's so cute.
You would have a pink Bible, not me. Like you would have a pink Bible.
Mine is black.
Okay.
It's like
she's classy. No, she's. Who needs color when you got the Lord, the word of the Lord in there?
But the Lord made colors for us to see them.
So true. He made everything for us to enjoy.
Exactly.
Oh
my gosh, even the fruits and vegetables.
Yep. I think about that all the time. I'll eat a fruit and I'm like, holy, like this is amazing. And I'm like, how did the earth make this? And that's only the beginning, girl. The earth is only the beginning.
And just reading it, like,
find that out one day.
I journal.
Oh my gosh, your writing is beautiful.
Thank you.
Holy.
Thank you so much.
Wow. That's gorgeous writing.
Thank you.
There's so much character in that writing. I love that.
I love it. Like he helps me to improve my handwriting, but more so it's like my journal, my diary. I just read different things from the Bible
JoJo.
and I just write it down. And different prayers, just what I'm feeling.
This is worth $1 million trillion. No money could buy that.
I only have this one here because so much happened. It was on the day of the eclipse too. So much happened and I couldn't even, I know my hand would get carpal tunnel if I wrote all this down. This is 11 pages right here.
Oh my gosh.
So I just typed it down and then even typing it down.
I like how it looks like you're writing. It's so cute.
That's the whole point. I put it in this font so it was like, okay.
Yep. It matches. Yeah. No, I see it.
I couldn't even type. I had to use voice dictation and
oh, really?
Say what I'm going to say.
Tea.
So much.
Yeah.
But yeah. And okay. So yeah, it was this and you know, seeing my faith in him, he really, really helps me like become
restore your faith
in
him. Absolutely.
Become more happier, more joyful. And I will even be honest with you. Let me take a swig first because you know, like Vyvanse, like the dry mouth. I don't know if you ever get dry mouth.
I don't. My Vyvanse issues. Let me think. Bad skin, no appetite, sleep problems. But other than that, I love my Vyvanse.
Okay. I had a cancer scare.
Girl, what?
So I had, because I have a blood, I have a blood issue, like, but I have had...
Wait, the way, that was the last thing I expected you to say ever. Okay.
So I've had this, like, blood issue since I was young, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too serious. It's like, okay, if I bruise, I'm going to bruise a lot more harder, whatever. So I used to go to Sick Kids, like, you know, every 6 months to see the doctor, and then they sent me to St. Mike's, and one of my doctors referred me to this clinic, and I went on the wrong day. I got the dates mixed up, and when I got there, my heart dropped because in one room, I could see people doing chemotherapy, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is a cancer clinic. So I went there, like
you were there to get your results?
No. So here's the thing. I went back to the actual appointment, and the doctor there was telling me about, you know, some things they saw in my blood, and they said, okay, well, it's nothing to be concerned about, but you know, this and this, and stuff. We just want to make sure, get a bone marrow biopsy just to see the testing. And
you were trying to get a diagnosis?
I think it was like to see if it was a diagnosis or if it was anything to even be concerned
be worried about, just
not.
Like a health test. Okay, cool.
Yeah, but that, like, I had to reschedule the appointment because it was next week, and my mom, when I came back, I didn't tell her in like months later about it because I didn't want her to worry. But she doesn't worry about anything. But
love that. That is trust right there. And yeah.
And she told me, everything's fine. You already went to the appointment to St. Mike's before. Just cancel it, reschedule it. So I rescheduled it for February. This was in like November of last year. And I was like having so much anxiety and everything. And that night, God sent me a dream. And
of course he did.
He sent me a dream, and I was in the actual patient room, and they're telling me, besides anything, like with the blood thing, you're fine, there's no cancer, whatever.
Okay.
That was the first sign. There's 5 signs he sent me of this.
Okay.
5 signs.
Oh, to like really warn you of something.
To reassure me that I was fine.
Oh, okay.
The second time, I got a dream, and it wasn't like exactly explicit.
Wait, this is as you're waiting for your results.
There's no results because there's nothing to.
Right, so they already told you don't worry about it, and you just still had anxieties.
Yeah, they said I could forego, but I was like, what do you mean forego?
Right, right.
Like, there's nothing to like think.
Right.
So I had another dream, and I was on the highway, and we were on a road trip, and we were having traffic, and you know that bridge on Yonge, above the golf course.
Honestly, above Don Valley. I literally work at Bevcar at Don Valley.
I got a dream, and I was on the highway by like where you work. I want to get a web.
Wait, is that not a sign kind of that?
Well, we were in traffic, but like I always get like this really weird bad like anxiety, like, oh, what if this bridge collapses? And I was in the car. I was like, my mom's asking me, are you fine? I'm like, yeah, but I wasn't fine, like inside. And then we move on. It was like, okay, bridge didn't collapse. Life's like moving and stuff. The bridge was my health. Me in the car, that was like me and my anxiety. Oh. And the car moving is like, life and stuff. And
you said the bridge collapsed in the dream?
No, it didn't.
Oh, it didn't?
It's a weird, like, it's
You're supported, yeah.
Yeah, I'm supported. Yeah. It's fine. It's like everything is
even
fine.
When you have fear in that foundation, yeah, yeah.
My mom said I was fine again. The doctor said, I called the office. I was saying, okay, what's this appointment about and stuff. They said, oh, it's just to check your blood, the blood cells, all of that. I said, okay. That was before I went to the appointment.
I can't imagine how scared you were. That is so scary. Like waiting, like feeling like your health may be on the line, and that's so scary.
And then even my family doctor, I was telling her about the whole appointment afterwards, and she said, because she's also a Christian too, and she said, I don't think you have anything to worry about.
You just had so much anxiety. Yeah.
Yes.
You couldn't get rid of it. Exactly.
So what I thought was a cancer scare, what I thought was like sickness was just, okay, that's nothing I need to worry about. Because God told me 5 times, he gave me 5 signs that I'm fine.
You're fine. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I love that. It says in the Bible, like, don't ask for signs from God. And I believe that. Don't say, strike lightning. But God will communicate with you. God will send messages. God is right there. Like, those are signs from God. But there's a difference between, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not, you're not testing your faith in a sign. I hate that. I hate when people, like, if God is real, you have no faith in God if you ever, I understand being in a state of absolute desperation and doing that, but that's not something, don't.
Like, not to do that all the time,
No. Don't do that. But ask for like clarity, ask for answers, go ahead, and God will do that for you. I love how you said your mom is someone, because same with my dad, he is the most rooted in trust.
She too. My mom too. She's like my best friend, like besides Kai's, but like we have like we're like this, like together.
Absolutely. And I always think like you have your mom and she's shown you the love of God because God wanted you to know him too. And I think God gave you that relationship with your mom as not as a stepping stool by any means, but sometimes I think my dad was a stepping stool for me to know the Lord, and I don't know if I would be where I am without having my dad as my dad. It just makes everything make so much sense. You with your mom is exactly what that is. Like she's taught you so much, I'm sure, and as an example, I think that's intentional. I think the Lord made her your mother for that reason. You know what I mean?
He did. And I'm so grateful that he put her in my life.
Yeah. And here's something I want to tell you. You love her so much, and you know that she is such a good person. You and your existence is 50% of that human being. You yourself, every single day, are 50% of your favorite human being in the entire world. If that doesn't give you some type of self-love or appreciation, like for me, when I think about that, I'm like,
I've never even thought of it.
Me neither. I don't think about that. Like you as a soul are 50% of your all-time and 100% you're God's child, which is another thing. Love yourself. But and you're also biologically, like, from your mother, more like you lived in her. Like, you should know that you, like, are 50% of her. She created you, you know what I mean? Like, it's so awesome to remember that, like, you love her so much and you get to be 50% of her.
Exactly. And you get to be 50% of your dad. Yeah. I see his qualities in you. I've never met your dad or anything, but, like,
thank you. Like, that means so much.
Like, I see him in you and I see God in you too.
I see God in you too. I really do. It's so funny because I feel like we haven't even, like, blinked. Like, I'm just looking dead in your soul, you know?
You too, but it's like,
it's so normal. Like, I just feel like you are so, like, I really do. Yeah. I love that. That is something that I've also got, like, as I get closer with God, it's just, you don't care as much. Even when you face disappointment, or it's normal to, as a human, to be upset over things and stuff, but I'm not shaken as easily, and I don't actually care. I trust that absolutely everything that happens, rejections, redirection, another door will open, God's plan, I'm following God's plan. And I don't doubt it. Even when something doesn't go my way, I don't want it to go my way. I don't want anything to go my way. I want it to be in God's will, not mine, you know?
And you saying that just shows how grounded you are in Christ.
You too. It's so normal, though, I have anxiety, like I have OCD, but the more, I mean, like, with life events and stuff.
Yes.
It's just like, I'm not worried and I'm not disappointed because I don't rely on stuff like that to give me my joy and my fulfillment and everything that God gives me, because that's the beautiful thing about God. He's not going anywhere, and you'll never lose anything. Truly, like, you can lose things, but, like, by having God and knowing that, it makes you so much more of a stable person, you know? Yes. And you're not afraid, like your mom, like, you're not afraid of losing things because you know you have God and you know he loves you and he's not gonna hurt you, you know? Exactly. It's such a beautiful, like, trust and, like, safety that you get from loving God. Yes. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Loving God is so awesome because it's like a 2-for-1. It's like you get to love God, but you get to be loved by God. It's so amazing. And then everything changes. Your heart changes. The way you look at everything changes, you know?
Exactly. Like I said before, this is priceless. He paid the price, and all we just got to do is have faith.
Exactly. That's another thing I remember too. Like, when you struggle with, like, demons, if you will, that can be, like, interchanged with just, you know, mental health issues or just struggles and stuff. It's like, we have power over our demons. Demons bow down to Jesus. We have power. In Jesus' name, we have power.
Amen.
Like, Jesus died on the cross to give us that. We will overcome every single time. I feel like I'm genuinely, like, preaching right now. But it's so true.
Yes.
Like, what Jesus did on the cross literally gives us, he is the key, the only thing we need, you know?
Yes. And he gave us the power to drive out demons, to heal the sick, to feed the hungry. He gave us power, like,
and it's promise. That is a promise.
And that power comes through faith in him.
Yes.
And he has saved us because he has so much grace.
Yep.
He didn't have to do any of
No,
these things.
he didn't. And
he didn't have to.
And he was scared. The man was sweating blood.
Yes.
The man lived 32?
I have no idea.
34?
30-something.
32, I think, years of life, knowing, because he studied, he knew he was the Messiah. He knew he had to die for us, and he did, willingly. This is something I want to say. I don't know if you know this, but it's something that changed my life. You know, like, my God, why have you forsaken me? When he's on the cross, it's like the 6th hour, and he shouts that out before dying and splitting the temple. That is, people always say that is Jesus when he had a moment of wavering faith. He thought that he was forsaken by God. He thought God abandoned him, but that is actually, I don't know if you already know this because it seems like you read the Old Testament, that is a clip of a bigger passage that he was referencing, which is it's a praising God. He was praising God in that moment. He didn't say, God, why have you forsaken me? We can read the passage out, but it's in that moment, he's praising God. In the moment of crucifixion, he's praising and thanking the Lord. Like, that is not, people think that's his quote. That's a, you know how that's just like the first line of a whole passage from the Old Testament, which the moral of the thing was, God, you are my absolute everything and I surrender to you. Like, that's what Jesus was saying in that moment.
Yes.
So Jesus never lost faith on the cross. Yeah, like, that changed my outlook so much because I was like, oh, Jesus, I'm sorry. Like, I'm so sorry that you felt like that. But, like, and obviously he went through so much suffering, but he was human.
Because he's like, he's God.
Yeah.
But, you know, Jesus, he came down on earth.
Yeah.
And he
to experience everything we've experienced.
He was a humble servant. It wasn't like, he was like rich, like
he was from Nazareth. Nothing good comes out of Nazareth.
Yes.
Jesus could have been a king. He was sent from God. He could have had the best life. But he came through.
He was in Bethlehem. He was born in a manger.
Oh yeah, you're right. Wait, so when they say Jesus of Nazareth,
I think that's what they say. I think they said he was going to be from Nazareth or something.
All we know is the man didn't have a lot. He was born outside of a motel because there was no room. He was like on the floor.
On the farm, yeah.
And he's our king. Like that is so beautiful, Jesus. And that's so, people say like I guess I felt too, like I feel so alone. This human experience is so far from God, it feels. Yeah. Jesus came and had all of it. All of the suffering I've had, he's had times a million. Like Jesus understands, and that's why Jesus can help us through every human struggle we have, is because Jesus has done it all. He's been here. He knows us, you know? Yes. And he died for you and me, like us.
I know. It's so amazing, and it's like you can keep hearing it all the time, but just hearing someone died for you because they loved you so much.
I know. He's our lamb, truly.
Yes.
Like forever. We don't need absolutely anything ever again.
And he knows us so well. He knew us from before we were even in our mom's
I think about that,
womb.
And it actually breaks me. He knows who I will be in 30 years from now because he knew when I was 3 years old who I'd be today, and he loves me so much. And when I pray to him, he doesn't just see me right now. He sees me as a little toddler that he loved so much. He sees me when we were together before this. Like he knows absolutely. He knows me better than I know myself, and he loves me more than anything could love me. Like it's beautiful to remember that.
It's amazing because he's again our Father who is in heaven.
Yeah. Oh, we are preaching today.
We really are, honestly.
And it's so beautiful how like we both, it's not that this is something that like we were like taught. It's something we've learned, and it's something we know. You know what I mean? And we haven't always felt this way. It's been hard. Yes. We've gone through it, and now we're here. Like if that doesn't show just like trust the Lord, and things will always get better. Yes. They always will.
Trust is high key.
It is.
Even hearing about the story of Job. Job is another person in the Bible, but basically he lost his entire family. He lost his everything, and yet he still had faith in Christ.
I love that. Yeah. There's so many stories of that in the Bible.
There's so many.
And that's what makes them well. It's not, it's Jesus, obviously, but it's our faith in Jesus. There's so many, like, your faith has made you well. Yes. You know what I mean? This is what I say when people went to non-believers. I don't believe God exists to non-believers because you have to have faith in God to know God. God can easily not, I think he's always there for people whoever, for everyone. But when you deny God, of course you don't know God. You don't have faith in God. Our faith, it just lets us actually experience his power. We need to have faith. Faith comes first.
Yes.
So like when people say, oh, I don't know God and God's not real. Well, first of all, of course, you don't have faith in God. How would you? Yeah. How would God, of course you don't know God. God loves us that he gave us the choice to know him or not. He gave us the freedom on this earth to either choose to be with him or not. We get that choice, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he loves us so much. He gave us that freedom, and he will call us out. He will bring, what's the thing?
He'll shape you. He will shape you.
It's the verse, about, I'm going to paraphrase it.
It's okay.
The 99 sheep.
He left them all for the one. Exactly.
One.
Yeah.
Yes.
Love that. I love that so much. There's so many art pieces that I love about that. It's so beautiful. He cares about each and every one of us. I always think about that. Jesus didn't die on the cross for humanity. Yes, he did. But he died for each and every one of us on a personal level. He knew that I and you and all of y'all would be worth dying for.
Yes.
It's so beautiful.
I love it.
I love it so much. Can I tell you about how I got here? Because it's a story that.
Sure.
Okay, wait. Basically, this is when I was out of my mental health, the darkest place of my life. I was out of that. This was last summer, so I'm almost a year with my walk with Jesus, dedicated, because again I lost all my faith, and then I got happy again, but I wasn't faithful. But I was happy. I wasn't struggling.
Yeah.
Anyway, I have similar to what you have, how not really, but how you get an app that sends you daily Bible verses. I can send myself little messages that will come back to me in the future. You should get it. It's just CoStar. Really? Yeah, you send yourself little messages and they come back on random days. And I always think oh, maybe there's a reason why it came.
That's
when
amazing.
It comes. Yeah. So what it was, and I wasn't even faithful at the time, but it was just thank God. I told myself to thank God on this day, and so I had that mental note. I was interesting, whatever, how today goes, even if nothing goes on out of the ordinary, I'm just gonna thank God, because there's so much to thank God for, even if nothing out of the ordinary happens. Life is beautiful. There's so much. It's so true.
Life is amazing.
And
it's amazing. Like when you incorporate God,
it's actually crazy. No, it's so true. Like, you will notice how life becomes so enjoyable when you have the Lord. Like,
there's
truly.
So many things going on in the world right now. So many bad, terrible things.
Going undeniable.
On. But putting our faith in Christ, like, it's just, again, everything's pointing towards the end times, but for now at least, we got to have joy, because we're not meant to have
suffering, misery. No, we are not.
We have to exercise that joy that Christ gives us.
Yes, exactly. And it's so sad, because like I see so many people. All I want to say to them is just like, you need Jesus. Like, you need Jesus. That's the only thing I can say to you. Yeah. Like, he will give you the joy, the trust, the success, absolutely everything. Yeah. He will give you, and you don't even need like anything else but him. Exactly. Anyway, so basically, my mantra of the day was thank God. The day goes by. We're at the beach. It's late at night. Me and Avery, hashtag shout out. We're smoking at the beach, as we do, playing music, having fun. This person, and this is, I might say the word crazy, and I know earlier on I said don't do that. I think this person was demonic. I believe that. Because I'm not somebody I do get scared pretty easily, but also, like, it's not something where I'm just like, oh my God, we have to go. Like, usually I'm not like that. You know what I mean? But she came up to us. We were on this like little, like on a lifeguard tower. She came up to us and just had this look in her eyes. You know when people have like truly just no soul? Yeah. Like she had no soul. I don't know. Obviously, she's homeless on the beach. Like, there's probably, her life has probably been dark, like very dark. But I was terrified of her. I was also high, so I don't know if that has something to do with it. But like, I love people. Like, it's not something that always happens, and I was just so scared. She was honestly just talking to us. Like, she was just, how are you girls? There was a very, 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 very dark energy from her, though. And I was immediately so scared that I told Avery, I was like, we have to go. She left. She ended up going away, because I was like, Avery, stop entertaining this. Like, you can't answer the questions. Like, they'll stay. So just please, like, we have to, like.
That could be discernment, too.
It is. This story is insane. Okay, so basically, I'm just like, she finally goes not far. She takes a few steps away. So I'm like, we're safe to leave. If she does have a weapon or something or starts chasing us, like, we can go. There's enough room. So we get down and we go. We're now by like the boardwalk on a bench, and she's like, Avery is like, can we just stay here? Like, I still want to be on the beach. And I'm like, no. Like, she's not in sight anymore, but I said no. I don't want to be close to this woman. Like, it was a gut feeling. It was something that told me I'm in danger right now. Like, this is dangerous and scary, and there's a really bad energy, and we have to go. So we go, and like, I'm not usually like that. I really want to emphasize that. I'm not usually dramatic like that, but it wasn't dramatic, because anyway, moral of the story is, we leave. The night it's late, so Avery's like, I'm gonna go home. She lives far, so she has to transit. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna call my Uber. So I was actually going to like a guy's house this night. So I was waiting for him to tell me I could come over. So I couldn't just go home when I wanted to. I was waiting for his message to be like, come over. So I was waiting for him to let me know I could order my Uber, which is so bad, because it made me feel like I couldn't just leave the situation. Every restaurant was closed. It was late at night, and it was just like an empty, dark street, and I was just there kind of like on my phone waiting. I'm alone now, and Avery's gone because she left to get on her way home. And I see, this is far, by the way. Like, I'm on Queen Street now, and the beach is like a good walk down. Like, it's a good like 8-minute walk, I would say, if you're just strolly going. Maybe not 8 minutes, but like so far from like where I was, truly. And especially where I saw her was like really far, like a good 12 minutes. She comes back, the woman, and I'm all alone now. I see her, she sees me. And I'm like, oh my God, like, how did you get here, first of all? Like, usually people who are homeless and live, like, in the beaches kind of stay. There's, like, a lot of places where people sleep under little nooks and quarters, under the pool, exactly. And, like, they don't really come back to, like, where the restaurants are and stuff. Even though it is a different crowd at night, like, I just did not expect her to come on the exact corner where I was. She found me, And my heart dropped again. I felt so unsafe. I was like, oh my God. She sees me. She has this wicked smile on her face. I'm terrified. I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen right now. I don't know if I'm in danger, but I feel in danger just by being in your presence. Like, she truly scared me so much. It was evil energy. And she has this smile on her face. She's so happy she found me, and I'm alone now. She was so happy to find me, because she knows I was scared. I left. I wasn't talking to her on the thing. I was like obviously scared. And she just starts like cackling, genuinely cackling and being like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, little girl. That's said in the Bible 365 times. Don't be afraid. Do not be afraid is said by angels in the Bible. That is their opening sentence. Because they say, like, when people are afraid of angel visitations, it's always the first line, don't be afraid. Like, be of good cheer. It says, don't be afraid. Do not be afraid, like, more than anything else in the Bible. And that was, but I don't think she was an angel. I think she was truly, like, a demonic spirit. Yeah. But the one sentence she kept saying, and obviously I should be afraid. It wasn't because she was genuinely like, it was, don't be afraid, little girl. Why are you taunting me? Yeah. So I start running because I'm f***ing terrified. I'm also high. She starts running. Stop. I get chased. Down Queen Street.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm still hearing her just go, the one sentence that it's engraved in my mind. It's just, don't be afraid, as she's chasing me. I'm like, where am I gonna go? First of all, I don't know if I should. I call 911. I do call 911. I'm on the phone with 911. Right. Humanity was giving me nothing. This woman on the phone was so annoyed that I was calling her. She was so you're wasting my time. What does she look like? Where are you? Okay, please calm down. I can't hear you. And I'm like crying. I'm shaking. I'm so scared. I'm literally like, somebody's chasing me on Queen Street. I run into a closed Popeyes because I see people sweeping in there. So I'm like, humanity. I run into the closed Popeyes. And they're literally like, we're closed. But I'm like, don't care. Staying here. Like, let me stay here, please.
Yeah.
So I did lose sight of her at this point. Like, I didn't see her outside the Popeyes, but I didn't know how close she was. I was terrified. I was still on the phone with 911. I was telling them where I was, what she looks like, etc. These people are just like, get the f*** out. I'm trying to tell them I'm in danger right now and I need to stay here because I can't go out. I have to at least wait for my Uber. Like, I'm ordering my Uber. Just please let me stay here. But they're giving me no mercy. Neither is this woman on the phone. Humanity just didn't give up. This woman, anyway. So I finally order my Uber. It comes. I make the Popeyes employees walk me to my door because I'm so scared of even looking at her. Like, I do feel like she is just possessed. Yeah. There was something so scary about her. And I was right. She found me and chased me later, and I didn't know that would happen when we had a sweet, simple interaction. Now this is where it gets good. Okay. And remember, my whole mantra today was thank God, because that was what it's not like I ever wrote that ever. It's not something I even knew why I would say because it's not something I believed in then necessarily. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so I get in the Uber. This Uber is warm. As soon as I took a seat, I closed the door and I was like, I'm safe. First of all, I'm going home. I know this man is just gonna take me home. I just knew it. The energy in that car, I was finally like, I'm safe. And this man cared about me. He goes, how are you, like, miss? And I tell him, I'm like, honestly, like, you were picking me up from one of the worst nights of my entire life. Like, I just got chased. I was just on the phone with 911. And he goes, wow, thank God. And that's the sentence he said. Wow. And I'm like, that's exactly, like, it just in that moment, I was like, you're right, thank God. I look at his, I just look towards him. There's a crucifix hanging. He has a Bible on the dash. A lot of cars have crucifixes, but the man had a Bible on his car. And I said, why did you say that? Like, why did you just say thank God? And he goes, I'm a Christian. I love God. I think moral of the story is, and I took a voice memo of this because I have a voice memo thing where I always take voice memos. The next morning, I couldn't play the voice memo. The tape got like corrupt, but I think when you try to record very sacred moments, you can't record it. I don't think you could take a picture of God. I don't think you could record it because it's not something the technology can pick up. I think that was God's sign saying, I was present in that car, and that man was your dove. He was sent by me, following the do not be afraid. The do not be afraid was followed by him, who basically the whole ride, I was just so shook. I was like, you are changing my life right now. I don't know if he knows right now, but I ended up tipping him the price of the Uber. So I paid and more. So I paid for the Uber ride because I was just like, you did more than I could ever even thank you for. You just changed my life. He basically goes, look around you. Absolutely everything is here because of God's love for us and God's power. This is your sign. He told me, this is your sign tonight to turn to the Lord. He will bless you stronger than anything can. He loves you more than anything can. This man was just putting me back on the Lord. And I was like, this just can't be a coincidence, the whole thing. I was like, and then I get to my house, he drops me off, he goes, do you want me to wait for you to get inside, like, of your house? And I was just like, nobody has shown me this care, except for you, sir. Like, so that just shows you, if you don't believe in God, if you don't believe God is real, his love is evident in his people, at least. Like, you can't deny the proof of God within the believers of Christ. Yes. This man cared about me and loved me, and he wanted me to be safe for the first time that night. So it's just beautiful, and ever since that day, I'm just like, thank you, Jesus, for literally saving me. And I don't know if I probably would not be here if that whole thing didn't happen. And I'm just like, I feel so lucky to have kind of been like, kind of chosen that day. Like, I didn't go seek it, but I was told, go back to the Lord, and my life has never been better since. So
hallelujah, right?
Isn't that a crazy story?
That's amazing.
Hallelujah for
you
that
were
one.
Divinely protected, can I just say?
Thank you. I feel very protected. Thank you. So are you. So
honestly,
are you. Yeah.
Because
thank
to
you.
experience that late at night, and you're under the influence too.
Yeah, I know. Like, I know. But it's also so crazy that was like a direct Bible passage. Also, out of all things, like she could have been saying, "I'm gonna kill you," or like,
yeah,
you, like losing her mind. Who knows?
Yeah.
But like, out of everything she said, it was she chased me with the repeating sentence, "Do not be afraid." And it's just so crazy because I don't believe that was an actual angel. I do believe that was
that was demonic.
Demonic. It was demonic. It really was. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't even know where to go from this, but do you have any like miracle stories or any like really like correlated, like that was from Jesus or anything cool like that?
Probably the signs that he gave me.
Absolutely. Dreams are huge.
Yes, they're big.
Obviously they go way back in the Bible.
And the thing is, it's like sometimes with dreams too, like I have a dream that's so prophetic, that feels so real, so vivid, and then the next morning I don't remember anything.
Yeah. I've actually had a really crazy dream too where I've actually died. This is like, I don't know if you can really like, but I think I know what happens after death, and I think you don't go anywhere. You don't die. No one dies. I don't believe in death.
No.
Jesus has proven that.
Yeah, exactly, because the thing is, death is like
3 days. He's
the real death is in the spirit.
Yeah.
Your body dies, okay, but the spirit dies, then like that's it.
Wait, I was gonna say that's true. Yeah, that's true. Well, I was gonna say the opposite. I was gonna say flesh dies, and the spirit.
Like the spirit.
The spirit is alive.
And alive in heaven. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Alive in heaven. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe spirits can stay here on Earth.
No, I don't think so either.
No, I don't think so.
It's like you either go up or down.
Yeah. I also kind of have like, because the definition of hell and eternal suffering is not something I believe in. I think that hell means eternal death. Eternal absolute nothingness. If you do not have the Lord's love in you, you die. You don't exist.
That's what I think too.
Absolutely. Like because that actually is the translated meaning. It means like eternal death.
It's like an eternity without Jesus, an eternity without nothing.
Exactly.
And the concept of nothing is so complicated and so challenging.
It's so, I don't think the human mind can fathom it.
No,
it's not something, because it's never something we've had to understand. It's never something we can even compare to something. There's no such thing as it, because there's no such thing as it. Like it's nothing. Like there's no, because the opposite of like light is darkness, but darkness isn't something that can be studied. Darkness is simply just the opposite of light.
Yes.
It only exists because of light, and that's just nature. God and Satan, heaven and hell.
God is light.
God is absolutely light. God is illuminating. God can light absolutely anything up.
That's what God can save anyone. I even wrote this down. I said, wherever there is light, there is God.
Yes, absolutely. That's the closest way. If I could like, I don't. In the Bible, I know it says a lot of the times God comes down and he's a cloud and he's saying, "This is my son Jesus." Yeah. When I think of God, so I'm not saying that didn't happen, but when I think of God, I think of golden light. I think of just warmth, glowing light, because God is light. Yes. Exactly, God is light.
He is.
And the devil only exists because of God, and God died on the cross and says that we have power over that. So that's actually not something that we need to fear in any way. Yeah. Like God, we are safe and protected by Jesus. We really are.
I think that's like a really good way to end off the whole.
Oh my God, I feel like I've been yapping this whole time. Do you want to go on a yap?
That's the whole point. We're here to yap.
We are here to yap.
Yeah, we are. I love it.
I want to do this literally every weekend.
This was so much fun.
Therapy. I love this.
It's so therapeutic, and it's so amazing to have you on this.
I'm so glad we got to talk about this.
I'm so glad we got to catch up.
I know. So much. Like I knew this was really meant to happen. Like this really was sent by Jesus. Really this whole thing. Yeah. Because you just came to me so strongly in a prayer where it's just like, you need to tell JoJo how much she's worth. Like that's just what I heard. I was like, I think you are worth, and you are worth so much. But when I have that strong feeling, I'm like, I can't not tell you. Like I would never go a day without I just want you to know that. Like, you have to know that you're so loved.
You too.
And that's a lesson to everyone. If you have love, don't keep it to yourself. Just give it to that person. Just let them know.
Exactly. Especially when they're alive, too.
Absolutely. That's so huge.
Yes.
When you have love, give it. And that's something you've always, whether you know it or not, but that is something you've taught me. Like, you have so much love to give, and you always give it. Like, shamelessly.
I go wherever light is, and like wherever when I see you, I see light too.
Really? That's so sweet. Coming from you, that's really means a lot. It's so crazy too, because like I used to genuinely be afraid of myself. Like when I do have OCD, but just during the satanic era I was in, I was scared of myself. Like I was like, you were evil, you were a monster, and you shouldn't be here. Like, don't listen to that.
Yeah.
That's not real.
Exactly.
It might be real for that moment. Maybe you are being taken over by the enemy, and I think I was, but
God is there, and He will save you.
He will save you. You have to call on Him, though. Please call on Him.
Do it.
Thank
you so much for joining
This was literally
today.
the best. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for this. Okay, I love you.
Love you too.
Wow. That was awesome.
That was